Thank you.
All right, we should be live. So I am Gregory, the poor typist, and welcome to another episode of Typewriter Club Live. We have Sean and Brenda joining us today. Oh, let me pause the video there. I like how it automatically starts playing the video of like 10 seconds ago. Yes. Yeah. So,
Greg.
So how are you, Sean?
I'm good, thanks, Gregory. Yeah, it's been good. I mean, the last couple of weeks, the end of summer really, so we're getting back to the point where, at least up here now, maybe you guys don't know this in California, but leaves start turning colors, the morning winds become a little cooler, and some people get depressed because the summer's almost over. But I get sort of excited because it means I get to go back into the basement with all my typewriters to write, and because you're not going to be able to get out anywhere nice when it's 6 feet of snow on the ground.
Exactly. Excellent. I cannot express how happy I am that summer is ending.
Me too.
Yeah, I am.
Why for you guys?
It's so sweaty. You get so sweaty. It's just so uncomfortable.
Yes, exactly.
It's nice to be cold.
Yeah.
You guys are in a place where you guys are in a place where you get sweaty, and so I'm not a big fan of that. We have dry heat up here, and that's okay. The sweaty, sticky stuff is no fun, but I like experiencing it once in a while.
Well, when you're sweaty and then you have hot flashes, that's not fun. A double tag team, you know? It's terrible. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So Gregory, I wanted to ask you, how did you decide to start this Zoom live? And did you talk to like Joe and people to get them to show up, or you just?
You know what? It's been over a year, and well, I know I decided I was going to start it, and I think I put together a graphic. You know, basically you're invited to this live stream of typewriter people, and I just put it out there in the groups, and the first episode, I believe 4 people showed up. Well, 3 and then myself. There was 4 of us total. I believe, I want to say Joe and Ted were on that first one.
Nope, just Joe.
No? Oh,
I wasn't here.
Okay. You were late to the train, huh?
Because it was so early. Oh, making me wake up.
Yeah, okay, I remember now. Yeah, we had difficulty getting you out of bed.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we had a couple other people, and those people haven't been back. So no, actually, I take that back. One of the people, David Peterson, he's been in several episodes, but it has been a long time since he's been on. But he's an independent filmmaker, and I know he was recently working on a film. So yeah.
No excuses.
So he's been a busy man. Yeah. Plus he writes poetry and books, I believe, and keeps a blog, and yeah. So but you're doing well, Brenda.
I am. Yes.
Very good.
I have had my eye on this typewriter with this other cursive font. Okay. Well, it's on the Smith Corona Coronet Automatic Electric 12, I guess is what it is. So yesterday, I check eBay every day. Yesterday, I almost forgot to check eBay. I found one on there that was going off in like a couple hours. I got the thing for $55 and $38 shipping. So it was under $100 for this machine. So hopefully when I get it, it's not like, it actually works.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe, I've been watching that thing, and those things go for, a couple $100. And I thought, man, I'm never going to be able to get one. And finally I got it yesterday, and I can't believe it. just like
Wow.
the typewriter gods were shining on me.
I
Something.
know, right?
Yeah, it was weird. So yeah, I'm waiting for that now.
Wow, that's awesome.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Maybe you'll do a live unboxing.
Yeah.
Well, I won't be able to wait to unbox. Sorry. You
Come
know,
on now.
I'll show it to you maybe next week. So
Okay, that's a
it's
deal.
blue. Yeah. So
Oh,
it's
nice.
it's pretty. So
Very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And I see we have a new face. Luke, how are you?
Hello,
Luke?
everyone. This is Luke.
Welcome.
Hi, Luke.
I only know this meeting a couple hours ago,
Okay.
and I'm from a totally different time zone. I'm from Taiwan, so it's
Welcome.
midnight at the moment. So I probably can't stay very long,
That's
as I
okay.
got to work tomorrow.
Yes. Well, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I used to work in Melbourne, Australia for a couple of years. So most of my machines were from Australia. And I finished working there a couple of years ago, and I returned to Taiwan. And I try to keep these habits, this interest a bit longer. So I try to promote this typewriter interest locally as good as I can. But people here, our mother tongue is not English, so I find it's really challenging to promote or introduce this interest to local people here.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you mostly do with your typewriters?
I worked as a bicycle mechanic before.
Oh,
So back then I had some difficulty, like I hit a wall that I couldn't get my skill even better back then. So I turned my focus to the typewriter, and I had many attempts trying to repair them, and so on and so on. So I get more and more typers, mostly Hermes Rocket, Hermes Baby there,
okay.
and some Olivetti's and many other brands. And I also help local people here in Taiwan to sort of revive their machines here.
All right.
Well, if you can fix a typewriter, then bicycles will be really easy.
I can't really say that, as bicycle technology gets more and more sophisticated.
That's true.
And more electronic components nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So things are not that easy as 10 years ago when I was a full-time mechanic back then. Now I still work in the industry, but I'm not a mechanic anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, but I still try to fix bikes, fix typers. That's
really interesting. Sort of like from a perspective of Asian countries that have a lot of characters for their language. Like, did typewriters ever really catch on in Taiwan? Or I know I've heard somewhere that there was a typewriter that had I think it was for Chinese, that had like a lot of characters, and
yes,
that's just really interesting to me.
I think because the difference in language, so it's not that possible. We have a practical like Chinese character as a as a typewriter, we do have something like a printing machine for Chinese characters, but the character is just so many. The quantity is like astronomical.
Right.
Yeah, unlike other alphabetic languages. Yeah.
Yeah.
So recently, I repair a Royal, which
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, there you go.
sorry, my lighting is probably not very good.
Oh, that's
A
fine.
Royal companion.
I love
Okay.
companions.
Yeah,
So,
Gregor's a big companion dude.
the platinum was completely shot solid because the feed roller was so deformed and everything just shot solid. So I managed to repair to remove the platinum and the feed rollers. And as I work in the bicycle industry, so I have plenty of bicycle inner tubes.
Yes.
And their quality rubbers. So I managed to sand down the platinum a little bit, like 0.4 millimeters, and I put on a coating of bicycle inner tube. And that works. I'm not sure whether you can see the.
Yeah, the writing.
Oh yeah.
So I leave that marking on that just for the moment for a test.
Yeah.
And it works reasonably. Sorry about the lighting. Reasonably well. Not for 100%, but the imprint is greatly improved.
Okay. So when you put it up there, did you have to shrink it or does it just slide on?
Actually the inner tube is of a smaller diameter, so it actually expands. So it makes the process really difficult to put on the inner tube. Unlike the normal way we use heat shrink, which is much easier. Yeah, so it's more like an experimental thing.
Yes.
How did you do it, Luke? Did you put it on and then sort of roll it over, or did you try to slide it on and pull it over, or how did that work?
I have to slide it on because I don't want the diameter to get
too big,
much thicker than its originally was. So the diameter was like 0.4 millimeter thicker than before. And it works, so far it works okay, but the unfit was, I guess, is slightly affected. So the uppercase is a little bit off, but I will adjust that to compensate that afterwards.
Okay.
Very cool. Good to meet you.
Yeah,
definitely. Very cool. And we also have Marvin from Indonesia here, so we're worldwide. How are you, Marvin?
I'm doing fine. How do you do?
Very good, very good.
I've obtained a new typewriter.
Ooh, nice.
It's an Olympia.
Ah.
At least what I believe it is an SM3 Olympia.
Oh, excellent. Very, very good typewriters.
Well, this one in particular, maybe it's because it's the Asian version or something. It has the accent marks. It has the umlauts. It has the circumflex and the diacritics.
Oh, okay.
which can be individually inserted. So if you have a stupid alphabet that does not even exist, you want to make a P with an umlaut, you can do that.
Yeah. That's funny. Very good. And what
Show
color?
it to us.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll join from my phone first because I'm using a PC, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's launch.typhouse.com, isn't it?
Yes. I tried to make it easy.
It's an SM3, not an SG3, right?
Sorry?
It's an SM3, not an SG3.
No, I think it's an SM.
Oh, okay. Well, you can just lift it up.
Well, if you can lift it up, it's an SM. If it's not,
All right,
you can't lift
exactly.
it
That's
up.
why I asked first.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I think the
Oh,
picture quality might be better on his phone.
I just got a hankering for monk pizza for some reason. I don't know what happened there.
Photographed a wedding last night, and they had
no.
a pizza bar for dinner, which is really good.
Oh,
Really
button.
cool.
Oh, nice. All right, here we go.
Um,
I muted your other one so that there's not an echo.
you
There we
muted the
go.
wrong one.
Now we have color.
Give me a sec. I need to change. I'm not used to.
No, that's okay.
Here
There
we
should
go.
be a button to flip
Oh,
the.
wrong.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's an SM3.
It has these buttons. The umlaut, and the grave,
Oh, well.
and the
Rupees.
circumflex.
Yeah, RP is rupees.
Rupiahs. Well, these buttons don't move the carriage,
Yeah.
and
That's a-
yeah, I
That's a
think-
true international typewriter right there.
Yeah.
and it has these. Have you ever seen this?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Superscripts.
special.
Yes.
So is that for math?
No, it's for in Indonesian. If you want to double a word, you just simply put a two, superscript 2.
Ah,
Oh. Interesting. And why would you want to double a word?
What?
Why would you want to double a word? Does it give it more impact or meaning?
Doubling a word is to pluralize it. For example, animal in Indonesian is binatang. If you double the word, it becomes animals.
yeah. Didn't know that.
Interesting.
It's a ridiculous language.
That is funny. It's unique. We'll call it unique. Very good. Well, thank you.
I'm going to start. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. I was going to say I'm going to start squaring all my words instead of using an apostrophe S from now on at work. See how that goes.
Yeah, it's gonna confuse people.
Yeah,
But you'll know what it means.
I'll know what it means. Yeah.
But yeah, when you move from what's this brother, this is an ultra portable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you move from stinky ultra portable to a better office suited machine, you get the feel.
Oh yeah.
How do I say this? You can type more accurately. I don't know if that is subjective, or I don't know if that's just a feeling of mine, or if that is something people generally have the tendency to have. But now I can perfectly type something from a book without looking at.
Yes, yes. Yeah, probably the spacing is much better, and then also, well, like you were saying, the consistency, and on the bigger ones, you tend to have more of the features. For example, like, there's a reason that like secretaries and people that work in an office use standard typewriters, because they're workhorses. They're known for, you can type all day on them, and they're much more comfortable. They have all the features. So going a size up from your little brother there is not surprising that it works better.
Of course.
Yeah.
And another thing I find interesting is that I forgot. You can see the real strength of this thing when you insert a paper and try to pull it off without loosening the platen. You rip the paper off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good thing when your platen comes off with your paper.
Yeah.
This is a picker. This is an elite, of course, and the other is a picker. So, yeah.
And I know at some point we've probably asked you before, but do you have a preference for Pica or Elite?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I do what's best for business correspondence.
Yes.
But what I have seen is that my people who I send letters to, when I use the Elite, they have no difficulties or complaints. So I tend to use Elite because it saves space on the paper.
Yes. I agree. And
especially on postcards.
Yeah, yes. And I actually do think that Elite looks just a little more professional, whereas Pica, when I see Pica, I think of a manuscript, like an author's writing a book or something. That's the first thing that comes to mind with me, or maybe like a personal letter or something. But with Elite, it just seems much more professional, and I don't know. I love Elite, so
Yes.
I think Ted is rolling out some dough or something.
No, rolling out modeling clay. So I'm gonna
Oh, okay.
Feet.
I was close.
I'm making a new mold for HP2 766 for the first square model of Hermes 3000.
Oh.
Okay.
So I'm finally going to get those in my stable of things to offer.
Very good.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I recently acquired a Hermes 3000, and it also has the tab setting key jammed, because I just watched previous live sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So the other guy also experienced this issue. I don't know whether it's particular with Hermes 3K or it's something weird happened.
Usually something weird. There's usually not a problem with the tab key with Hermes 3000. They're pretty solid machines.
Yeah.
So it would be like a specific fault instead of something that would be on all machines like that.
Thanks.
Luke, are you familiar with the typewriter repair Bibles?
I do know where to find it. I bought some. I bought a
Thanks, John.
Miss Baby one. I bought Olivetti ones.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Because yeah, those are obviously a very, very valuable resource.
But I reckon because in my industry, in my daily job, I build repair manuals as well.
Oh, okay.
It is quite difficult for technicians or newcomers to deal with all the different issues just by a specific manual, because the situation is beyond imagine. When everything was new, was in good condition, you reckon, oh, we just need a annual service or regular service. For example, I have 5 Hermes babies. I reckon 1 or 2 of them have the ribbon vibrator issues, which is it just stays up too high for some reason, and it refused to get any lower. So I checked the manual. I checked the section regarding to the vibrator. I couldn't find anything useful, and this is a problem that I still couldn't fix because the linkage is fixed. There is no other screw or anything to adjust the height.
Yeah,
And
normally you will form that linkage.
Form it, yes. I remember I tried a few attempts, but for some reason, I guess the linkage is in a tight space or something. I just couldn't get it. And yeah, we all know we can form the bits, the linkage to fix that, but I guess it's case by case scenario thing. So not the manual does has its limitation. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, definitely.
But generally helps a lot. Generally.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. Could it just be a matter of giving it a good cleaning or lubrication, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I've had that on a few typewriters where it'll just occasionally stick up. I think in one it was a matter of just reforming it, but yeah, there's all kinds of little issues that we have to deal with in this hobby. So,
Well, it could be. Couldn't there be like maybe ink got down in there and dried on the metal pieces, and then maybe something is bent where you've got to kind of just bend it back just a little bit and keep prying. That's what I've had to do on some of mine, and most of the time there's something bent or it's dirty.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, next time you'll have to let us know if you were able to fix them. And how you fix them. Yeah. So are there any other people that you know locally that are into typewriters, or is just you?
In Taiwan, we have a few people that they are into typewriters, and I know 3 of them on internet. I met them face in face as well.
Oh, excellent.
Generally, everyone here is very busy.
Yeah.
Trying to survive their days, and like I love repairing them, but I ended up finding that I have the tendency to enjoy the mechanism, the mechanical designs.
Mhm.
But after I repaired the machines to a working state, I didn't use them,
Oh,
which I'm not really happy with that, because that means my typer is just sitting there. They're okay, they're working, but they will degrade eventually because I'm not using them that much.
Yep.
And even I consider I am really into this hobby.
Mhm.
I'm having this difficulty. So
So are you gonna sell them then?
sorry.
Are you gonna sell them once you fix them? If you're not gonna use them, so you're just gonna sell them, right?
No.
Oh.
I will. Currently, I'm not selling any of my collections. I have about 25-ish,
okay.
mostly ultra portables. But I also try to repair some machines from local people, just so that I can lay my hands on different machines and
Try them out.
Yeah.
yeah, and I really have to limit my collection, like many.
No, you don't.
That is a common refrain.
Yeah.
I think you
I
could.
gave up limiting.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
can easily get up to like 50 typewriters, and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the typewriter on the internet marketplace here is the Japanese ones,
Yeah.
rather silver reed. But unfortunately, I don't really like the ergonomic on those machines.
Oh, okay.
And strangely enough, I'm really not fond of Olympia. It just hurts my fingers for some reason, but it was made like it was really overbuilt. It was made so fantastically good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but for some reason I can't really type on them for over one page.
Okay. Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah. Well, I do have a suggestion for you. Would you be interested in writing letters? Because at typepals.com, we have a.
I do. Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, and I wrote some letters on Olivetti Valentine,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
which I borrowed from the other collector here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you like that one?
Not that much.
Not good. It's not, I have one. And it is not, it's like, I don't
They're
want
nice
to
to
say
look
junky,
at.
but yeah, but it's not like great.
Yeah.
It looks great.
It looks
It
great.
types.
That's about, yeah.
It types
Type.
as any Olivetti machines does.
Except a little worse.
It's an entry level Olivetti.
I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
The quality or the feeling of typing on a Olivetti Valentine, but it is way overvalued nowadays.
Great.
Yeah.
It is true.
And it's difficult for me to introduce this hobby here, because people would like something that look nice to start with. But I will say, you can get maybe a Olivetti Dora or a Underwood 310, which is exactly the same machine.
Mm-hmm.
The body, the chassis is a little
Shell
bit
is
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the body is the same, which gives us the same feeling typing on them. Yeah, and it's way much cheaper. It's like less than half or even lower priced here. Yeah.
I would recommend that you join TypePals. So just go to typepals.com and it's free. And
Sure.
that way you can exchange letters with some of us. 'Cause I think
Definitely.
some of us are on there. So yeah,
Yeah.
that it'd be fun to write in Taiwan.
Just out of interest is during this pandemic period, is the posting gets way prolonged, delayed nowadays. I mean, I had a birthday card which I sent to Australia and it arrives a year and a half late.
Wow.
Wow.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was completely lost, but it arrived. It eventually arrived.
Yeah, there's still delays. Like here in the U.S., there's still delays. But I do think it's getting better. However, the other day I received a postcard from, I think it was from Russia, and I think it was mailed in, either March or April, and it just barely arrived. So you know, depending where it's coming from, it could take a while.
Definitely.
But we're very patient people, so we'd love to get a letter from you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm not patient.
Oh, come on, Ted.
I want my letters now.
just email it.
Email is so much easier. Why do you guys write letters?
I know.
Well, actually, I have, for some people, I have,
Joe?
hi, everybody.
Hi, Joe.
I have photographed
Hello.
a typewritten sheet, with my phone and emailed it to somebody because they sent me a letter, like I have this pile of letters, right? And they sent me a letter from overseas, but didn't give me a return address. They gave me an email. So like, yeah, just, so you can do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So responding to Mr. Liu's argument before this, maybe someday when the situation is there, we would have a sort of AA meeting, but for typewriters. Hello, Marvin. I have not obtained any new typewriters for the past 6 months. Hooray!
Then they give you your 6-month coin.
Yeah. This is not the meeting to be on if you're not buying typewriters.
I know, we're all enablers.
Yes.
We encourage more.
I take great pride in enabling and helping others to realize the addiction.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Eric, how are you doing?
Good. How's everybody doing?
Eric.
Very good. Anything new in your world?
Yeah. It's been a little while since I've been able to join a TypePals meeting because wedding season has been kind of crazy and I've been doing a lot of Sunday weddings. But I think you guys know I recently went to Maine and I tried to join into the stream for a little while, but I kept getting kicked off on the Wi-Fi at the cottage. But I did find a new typewriter there. It's a Corona Sterling. So I've been looking for one of these for a little while because I had the Galaxy Deluxe 6 series that I really liked. I got the platinum restored in, but I kind of like the way that the older machines look. And after using this one, I actually prefer the way it types too. It's even with an older platinum, it's quieter, it's smoother, snappier, more responsive. Everything about it is just better. It also has an elite typeface, whereas the other one had pica, which is okay. But I'm in the camp of I prefer the smaller typeface for what Marvin said. Being able to fit more on a page. But yeah, it's I think it's my favorite typewriter now. So I'm enjoying it.
Nice. Yeah, I have that era of Sterling, and then do I still have the other one? I had one from I guess it'd be a decade later, and a much different look. But that style like you have, I love that, and that's definitely a workhorse typewriter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that I can touch type on it without looking down at the keyboard a lot more easily, and I can type faster and I make fewer mistakes. It's for me, it's the perfect machine. But one of the reasons why I had wanted to find a 5 series Smith Corona 2 was because I remembered Joe made a video a while back where he showed that you could swap platens between certain Smith Corona machines, and I was hoping to find a 5 series that had the quick release platen, but this one doesn't. So I won't be able to do that. But like I said, it still has even though it has a harder platen, it's still quieter than the other machine, and the imprint is really nice. So I think the platen is still, it's hard, but it's not like rock hard. So it's
Well, that's good.
very usable.
Excellent.
Well, it just means, Eric, you need another 5 series. Hey, it's all good.
Do like Malin and start a whole fleet of just one model of typewriter.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
I suppose I could probably take the platen out of the Galaxy Deluxe because it is the same, and I can still take the platen out of the Sterling. It's just not a quick release, so I'd have to use tools. But I like using this one better, so I might just see, what the new platen is like in it, see if I like that even better. But I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. And Lee, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yes. Nice to see you all again.
Yeah, nice to
Nice
see
to
you
see
too. File.
Yeah, I've been moving my grandson into his university accommodation today.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so that's been really good. I was doing that this morning, and he's really excited about being independent and doing his just do his own thing. So it's been really quite fun. And another one of those like it's just another one of those sort of turning points for him as well. So yeah, it's been really good.
You don't look like a grandma.
I know, right?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Now, did you send a typewriter with him?
No, but that's that's not because I've not tried with but with Alex it's different. I've given 2 typewriters to my granddaughter though, and because we switched them out because I'm not sure if you'll remember, but I did actually do a poetry thing at a festival with my granddaughter.
Yes.
And I gave her a typewriter as a gift, to do that. So she actually has got a typewriter. So I've got 2 granddaughters with typewriters. So
that's pretty good.
I'm doing what I can.
Oh, excellent. That's very good.
I'm a typewriter pusher.
Yeah,
That's good.
So yeah, but otherwise I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent.
I've been very busy but working, but other than that's a bit boring really. So it's really lovely to see you guys, and I was watching the recording of the things that you've been doing, so that's been nice to catch up.
Yeah. We've had a couple great interviews with the most recent with Joe, and then before that we had one with Ted. I was very, very pleased with how those went, and I'm actually going to be starting a Type Pals podcast, and those are going to be the first 2 episodes. So I'm going to edit them down a little bit because they're like 2 hours long. So, but yeah. I'm excited to be doing that because those did go so well. So
Yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you.
Indro, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah.
That's a good idea, those podcasts.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So you're back home. I think last time we saw you, you were out camping.
I'm back home about 4 weeks now, I think.
Oh, wow.
Okay. 3.5, 4 weeks. Yeah, yeah. Time
Yeah.
goes fast when you're having fun.
I know.
All right. So I've got something new.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna ask you.
I got a couple of new things, but first I'll show you what is in store here. All right, you remember that one?
Hey.
Oh, yes.
That's a new one. That's my third, but this one is it is very nice, and I just needed just a little bit of cleaning or whatever. It's very good, but I ran into a little problem. So I'm sorry, I'm a bit limited in my time because it's my oldest daughter's birthday, so we go out for dinner pretty shortly. So that's why I'm a little fast. But I took the carriage off and I put it back, and I know these machines pretty well, but this is, can you hear it?
Oh yeah, the grinding.
And I don't know why that is. I've taken it off a few times, but the trick is normally that on here there's a spacer. That means that this part here should line up, and it is imperfect, and it's grinding. And I know it's grinding right over there with the main gear, and I can't figure it out. So that's annoying, but I'll figure it out.
Did you?
Because it wasn't.
Did you perhaps lose the silencing spring on the escapement wheel, the little cog wheel?
That's in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't reach it now. I have to take it off here, but I'll take a look at it. I think
Take a look at it. See if you can find that spring. It may have fallen out.
Yeah, it's the one that's around with a little hook.
Yes.
All right, I'll have a look at it. Maybe it's that one.
It should retard the loose dog to keep it from hitting the escapement wheel while it's moving.
Yeah, that could be.
It's easy to pop off too.
Yeah, but it's a very nice machine. I'm very happy with it. So it's untouched. It looks very good. Everything is
except by your caresses there.
Except by you.
Yeah. Rub it in.
Stop touching it, Indro. Stop touching it.
Yeah. No. And then you remember me asking if those key tops of the Smith Corona is available?
Yes,
You
yes.
remember last time?
Yeah.
So I've got this one.
Oh.
And it is complete.
Oh.
And
nice.
it came, so it's complete, so that's good.
Wow.
It came with this little box. You think you know what this is,
Typewriter.
right?
Yeah.
It is, but then
It's got its key too. Oh yeah. Power.
Power Rider,
Oh,
battery
wow.
operated.
Wow. I'm
And
jealous.
it took me about a year to find one, and then I found this one, and it was not even too expensive. Hold on
Wow.
one sec. And
Ooh, look at the colors.
Yeah.
all right, that's all right. And I believe this one is brand new.
It looks like it. My goodness.
And the battery was in there.
Oh, look at
It's
that.
not leaking. So the battery was there.
Those
So
are
and
NiCad batteries, so you could replace them.
yep, I heard your story about it.
Yeah.
And it came with this envelope. And in this
Wow.
envelope, there was the original
My goodness, what a
I
find.
paid.
Yeah, that's great.
Everything, this is manual. And it's
Wow.
only a little nick here.
Yeah.
But it's here. The original card, operating instructions, and it's
Typewriter
mint.
cordless.
The original guarantee, I think this is. Yep. The original card with the
My
label.
goodness.
5 years warranty, and the guarantee certificate is here. It came also with a
Ribbon.
typewriter ribbon,
Oh.
but this is just, I think this is a normal one. But then it came also with the original.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. So back before our modern world changed the definition, this was really a wireless typewriter.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Well,
awesome.
That's original too. So
Where did you
and
find
it came
this?
with I found it on eBay, and it came
My
with the
goodness.
keytones. So and it's
Wow.
it has no
Cordless.
perfect.
Huh,
Yeah,
that's great.
nice. They're cordless. So
Yeah.
and yeah, it's all fine. And
But
it's
it does
smooth.
plug in, right, for the wall?
Yep, I changed the plug on the end just quickly with a this one, but I put on just a regular European one, and I changed the setting, which is here, to 220 volts, and it runs.
Wow.
So, but it doesn't type, and that is because I have to take a little walk. I put it here. I hope you can see it, but I'll take it off. This is I'll put it on the floor. You can see it. This is the how do you say it? The drive belt.
Oh.
Oh.
And the drive belt is there's nothing left of it, but this is the original length, so I know what type of drive belt I have to get. I got in contact with the with Phoenix Typewriter with Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he said he had two, but it was very hard to get.
Oh.
So I posted it on the Typewriter Club website if somebody could help me out. Richard didn't know where to find them. So it runs, but it doesn't type because there's no drive belt in it.
So I think we've been using the plumbing O-rings in the plumbing section.
Yeah,
of the
but this one
hardware
is a
store.
different.
it
It has a
tooth?
different system.
Yeah, it's
No.
toothed.
Well, we've
It's
been
a
able
tooth.
to use some of the toothed ones, anyways. I think,
Ah.
if I'm not mistaken.
And there's two types of these drive belts. There's a difference in space between the tooth. So, and I found another one, but I can't show you. I have to walk up, but it's upstairs. And that's the how do you say it? The successor of the Power Rider. I found a SS,
Electra SS.
Electro SS.
Mm-hmm.
But I found it in Germany. It's a European one, and I was hoping that it would have a drive belt in it, but it's the same problem, and it got damaged in transport. So I was unlucky with that one. So maybe I can fix it, but it doesn't look like it got damaged pretty badly. I sent an email to the German who sold it to me. I said, well, you can leave it in the original case, but if you send it like that, well, it's got thrown around. So it's got key tops are broken, some parts are bent, and it doesn't run. So that one's pretty broken. So, well, I hope I find a drive belt, or at least I can order or let it fabricate by somebody if I have the right dimensions. But if somebody knows or finds one, please let me know.
Yeah.
I want to use it.
I know. It looks so beautiful, and it has all those accessories and everything.
Yeah, it's mint. The case is not damaged. It has the key. Everything is there. So
But you can't type on it, which sucks.
yeah.
That's
And I
horrible.
really wanted to type on it, and really,
Yeah.
I've been looking for over a year for this machine. So, and I was so lucky to find it.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, but I'll look at that main spring, that little spring, if that is the problem, and then, well, that's it. So that was my news for today.
Excellent, excellent. And
Well, have a good dinner with your daughter.
yeah.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
yeah, she's 19 now. So,
Wow.
yeah. Actually, it's her birthday tomorrow, but tomorrow I have to work, and tomorrow's a Monday, so
Yeah,
we can't
exactly.
celebrate it tomorrow. So, and my
Yeah.
wife was working today, but she's home now. So
Excellent.
we go.
All right. Well, enjoy.
Yeah, and the new start time is well, it's 6 p.m. here, so which is better for me as well. So
Excellent, excellent. It's working all the way around.
yeah, even across the world.
Yes.
Oh, and thanks, Joe, for your podcast or the interview. I really enjoyed it. I watched everything. So it's
You're
cool.
welcome. Thank you. And I'll ask my friend Kevin about his power writer and see if he can identify the belt. Maybe we can find
All
some.
right. Yeah, there's even I can't find anything on the interweb. It's hard to find anything about it. So yeah. So Dwayne, he said, oh, there's two different kinds. He had a couple, I think he has two, and he said, but those are in machines which I'm trying to sell, so he couldn't sell it to me.
Well, just buy the whole machines. No.
Well, I tried, I found an Electra SS, but those are rare too, but no.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'm going to sign off then. So I wish everybody a happy evening. I will look it back tonight when I'm in bed. But normally I fall asleep if it's longer than 2 hours.
I know. You know it will
All
be.
right.
Yeah.
I guess.
All
So.
right. Bye.
Totally.
ciao.
We fall asleep too.
Yeah.
Have a nice evening or morning.
too.
Your side. All right.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Good.
Bye.
Ciao, Bella.
Natasha, how are you?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Very good. Very good.
Yep. As far as any new machines, well, first I want to say, Joe, I enjoyed your interview as well, and thank you for everything. And yeah, I got a Remington 1926 Remington that I'm getting ready to scrub some rust on. I had a bit of an issue with that. The seller, you know, when it got here, it didn't have one of the ribbon spools on it, for the right one. And so, of course, those of you who are familiar with these older Remingtons, it's specific. Like you can't just go and get, you know, I can't just order one of these spools, apparently. I tried that. I looked on eBay and everything. I couldn't find. I even wrote the seller. I was like, "Look, hey, you got this spool laying around the house somewhere?" You know, because and he was like, "Well, couldn't you just buy that?" Or so, you know. So I wouldn't send it back because I was so mad at the moment that I was like, "I'm gonna send it," you know. But of course, I didn't, obviously. So, long story short, I went to the the Antique Typewriters Facebook page. And a man named Chris had one, just, you know, because everybody was searching like their inventory and stuff like that, and they couldn't find one. And so the antique typewriter guy actually had one laying around, and he sent it to me, and I got it yesterday, and I put it in, and it got cranking. Works perfectly.
Excellent.
I'm about to type on it now here. And but there's no videos out there. I did look. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. There's no video out there about how to put in the vertical ribbon. Okay, I didn't see anything like that, so I was like, well, maybe I should make a video. I'll have to unravel the whole thing and then
Yeah.
make a video on that in case someone needed to know. But that's the
Good.
only thing I can say. I'll try it. I just don't like hearing my own voice in playback. You know, and then I got two other typewriters. I got a 2-for-1 last week for anybody that didn't see it on my Instagram. I got a Sterling, a 1958 Smith Corona Sterling, and a 1954 Remington Quiet Writer. And the Sterling has a really weird type font. It has this giant type font that looks like about 6 CPI.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pica, I think. So yeah, it's really strange. But other than that, that's my type hunting deal. And I finally put my typewriters on the database.
Yay! I saw that.
And the type sample. So anybody wants to see that, that's there now too. But I'm not, all of them are not there. Only the ones that you can see are there. But the ones that are in the cases, I haven't gotten around to shooting them yet.
Now, how many typewriters was that, Natasha?
18.
Oh,
Very
nice.
Good work.
Yeah.
So I got 40 altogether that work. So that's what, 12 more? My math is terrible. What's that, 12, 13 more? But yeah.
18 plus 12 is 40, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, 12 more to go.
Wow. Very good.
Ted, what are you doing?
He's pounding it. He's pounding his bread.
I am knocking the air bubbles out of my solution here and letting them pop. I should probably mute myself.
And William, how are you doing?
Doing very well. Good to see you all after. Oh, it's been more than a month since you've been here.
Yeah.
Because Alberta, I guess, lifted all the COVID restrictions a little too soon. Back to church. Now the fourth wave of the Delta variant is really playing havoc with everything.
Oh.
Yeah, and so now we're all into lockdown 4.0.
Wow.
And so
Annoying.
I haven't had a chance. I haven't had a chance to watch the interview with Joe Van Cleve yet.
Oh, okay. It was very, very good.
So busy, but so I'd be interested to see if my question got asked or not.
Yeah.
I think we covered all the questions, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool.
While on the topic, and while Joe Van Cleve is here, I would like to say that you have done a wonderful job in doing the A4Z interview, and that the language which you and Mr. Short have used is so extremely well and so justly adapted to the occasion, such that my respect towards you have dramatically increased. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Marvin.
Thank you, Marvin.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah.
I would also like to give credit to Joe. I'm not sure whether Joe came in earlier that I mentioned I put a bicycle tube on a platinum to revive this machine, which was actually I saw one of Joe's episode about putting a plastic film as a backing material, and I came up with the idea of I got a lot of bicycle tubes, maybe I can make use of them. So far the experiments works okay, so I haven't got a chance to compare with the shrink tubes, so maybe I'll do that later. And as I mentioned, it's midnight here at the moment, so I have to leave early.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you
very
much.
See you around next time.
All right. Thank you so much. I do hope to see you again.
Thank you, Luke.
Okay.
Good night.
Signing now.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. And let's see here. Bill Taft, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
Welcome, everyone. Glad to see your wonderful faces.
Hi, Bill.
Yeah. Is there anything new in your world?
I'm studying a number of different board games. I'm also redesigning a few board games, but that's a whole other area.
A very interesting area, though. Yeah. Does it involve typewriters at all?
Well, it involves the same kind of spirit of adventure and enthusiasm and curiosity.
There you go. Exactly. Very good.
Oh, Bill, what is that machine on the table behind your chair?
Oh, you noticed that.
Well, I've been over to your house. I know what.
I'm sorry. It's not. It's nothing. It's
okay. It's nothing.
No, it's a calligraph. And for those who don't know about the calligraph, that's the second commercial typewriter ever made.
Oh wow! Yeah, you like those early ones.
I do.
Yeah,
and it works.
That's good.
Wow, that's amazing. Very good.
Someday I'll give a little tour of it.
That would be great. Yeah, definitely. I was excited because I've been watching Little House on the Prairie, a show that I watched in my youth, and I'm kind of revisiting it. And I went into it thinking I would see at least a few typewriters, and it wasn't until season 8 that they finally showed a typewriter. I think it was a Blickensderfer. Blickens. Yeah.
Blickensderfer.
Yeah. But then it dawned on me, well, they're not going to have a bunch of typewriters because they were expensive back then. And this is about people living on the prairie. So I don't know why I was expecting to see more typewriters, but yeah.
Well, usually in a town in the West, you'd find 2 typewriters, one at the telegraph office and one at the bank.
Yeah. Excellent.
And then later on, it might have been a real estate office, a larger real estate office might have had one, or a lawyer.
Yeah.
Newspaper.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember the series The Waltons, which was similar to Little House on the Prairie, I guess, in terms of its tone, I think toward the latter part of that show, John Boy gets a Oliver, if I'm not mistaken, an Oliver typewriter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Olivers and Blickensderfers are good for movie props.
Exactly.
They're so strange. They're so QWERTY looking.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like Joe.
Yes. Yeah, that's like your question you asked me last week.
Did you say Olivers are quirky looking like Joe?
Yeah.
QWERTY looking like Joe.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but definitely in a future episode, be sure and give us a good look at the typewriter back there. So, yeah, and it's good seeing you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dan, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing fine, thanks.
You look like you're about to be interrogated in a film noir or something.
Yeah, it is. I rearranged the light because the light bulb fell on my shiny dome and will brighten up all the screens, so nobody was able to see anything. But thank you. This is my comfy chair in my bedroom because my son is playing video games in the next door to my office. So it's very nice. But I also want to recap what other people have said. Great episode, you guys, with Joe Van Cleve last week. Thank you for asking my question. It was I asked about the museum and the exhibit, the typewriters. And the answer was very, very good because it made me think about how we sort of treat these typewriters. Because I came to the conclusion that I was divided because I've been asking the museum in my town to make an exhibition about typewriters is circa 1890 to 1980 or something. But it never dawned on me that we should really exhibit it as a living object, sort of, using them, working on them. So that was sort of an eye opener. I kind of backed from the idea at having an exhibition about typewriters of historic value just for being seen, just for being exhibited. So it was a very good thinking, a very good thought that you presented there. It made me think too. So thank you for that. It was a great chat with you guys. I really appreciated the show last week. So I'm back in my coffee shop in my bedroom, and the interrogation scene. I've been up. It's evening here in Sweden, so I've been cleaning the pool all day. So it's I smell like chlorine. So you should be happy not to see it. But it's great to be back. And I also want to say to Joe that he once and for all propped my desire to find a Roy. Still haven't got through to anybody. A Roy typewriter. It looks very, very comfy. Yeah. So I looked at your the show that you made on the Roy. I've been searching for it in Sweden. I've been searching for it in Scandinavia. Nowhere to be found. But that's my holy grail typer, except the Oliver Batwing. But the Roy is still. May I ask? Do you have one that you regularly use, or?
I have the Roy in my collection. I don't use it that often. It's not a really good machine to do a lot of writing on because, the platen is so small in diameter, but it's also hard, and it doesn't give a great imprint. But on the other hand, it uses I believe a 7/16 ribbon, if I'm not mistaken. But I think you can get a cotton 7/16 from Ribbons Unlimited. So I might try something like that. Maybe a cotton ribbon might give a little bit darker imprint on that machine. But yeah, I'm going to probably break it out and feature it again on my channel eventually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I think that the lid and the case sort of won me over. That's what was the selling part for me.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is I've used some thin sheets of polyethylene plastic as a backing sheet on that machine to try to improve the imprint. And I did a lot of experiments with, construction paper and all kinds of different backing sheets. So it is a challenge at times when it has a hard platen. It's such a small platen, you can't really put too thick a paper. Like, I don't think it'll feed 32-pound paper very well, just because it has to bend so hard. And the typical ultra portable typewriter, the spring on the feed rollers isn't really that strong. So it doesn't really, keep it squeezed together as well as you'd like it. Won't feed as well. But
nice.
Yep. And you'll probably find, if you do find one, you'll find the plastic handle is going to be broken or degraded. And I had to fashion one out of brass, or you can use whatever you like. But I like working with brass because it's really easy to machine, almost like hardwood, and you can solder it together if you have to. So, yeah.
I tried that. Thank you for the tip. I'm looking day and night for one, and when I got it, I can say, look at this.
Well, the way we got those Roys, my friend Kevin got them from European eBay, and it was two Roys. One was a Roy, and one was the other. What is the other one? It's a Roy, but it's branded as a different name. I forget now what it all is. Anyway, it was two machines in one shipment.
Roxy.
Roxy. Thank you. One was a Roxy, one was a Roy. Yeah.
Ooh, thank you.
Now, do we know what the original use of those was? It seems like, in my mind, it seems like something you would take out like out and about on, like, maybe in the field or something, to do like some sort of typing. Like I guess I'm thinking of like the military. To me, it strikes me as a very militarian typewriter.
Yeah, I keep having these visions of out of some satirical post World War II European movie. The commandant, the French colonel with his Gaulois cigarette, and he's going to be they're going to be shooting someone, a prisoner, and he has his Roy on a little stand, and they're typing up their the death certificate. And
Yeah.
There you go. You should tripod mount it.
Yes, I should.
Yeah.
That would be a good.
Tripod mount like this.
Yes,
Yeah.
that might be fun.
Yeah. Because I'm just wondering why they felt the need to make it so extremely compact.
Because they're French.
That's a good question.
There's the answer.
Well, when you put it in a case, for shipping it to North Africa, you have to have bottles of wine and cartons of Gaulois cigarettes.
You have to leave room for the important stuff.
The important stuff, yes, of course.
Oh, that's funny. And Diane, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Took me forever to get in here today. I was beginning to think that you had canceled it.
Oh, did I leave you in the waiting room?
I guess.
Oh, no.
I went through it. I even went back and registered, and I'm like, I shouldn't have to do this.
No, you don't have to register. Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you paid up on your dues, Diane?
Yes, I don't know.
Considering it's free.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, I'm sorry, Diane. Yeah. Any new typewriters or accessories? I know you're big into accessories and stuff like that.
I haven't received the accessory yet.
Oh,
Any new typewriters? No.
Okay.
I was trying to get one, but I was told that somebody else had bought it. I was told to check back today. And then the other one I was looking for is 17 hours away from me,
Oh, wow.
according to Google Maps. And so that's not going to happen because nobody's going to ship anything. I wouldn't have them ship anything that big.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you like those big ones.
And I'm looking for my typing prompt and I can't find it. Now I'm more annoyed that I can't find it. I know I actually have it.
While you look for that, we'll check out Joe's plate there. Oh my goodness.
Oh yes, that's right. Well, this is Trader Joe's grape jelly, which is the best grape jelly, right?
Oh.
And nice crisp bacon and cheesy eggs, of course.
Yum.
And because I'm a child of the 1960s space race, we have Tang. Because if it's good enough for the astronauts, it's good enough for me, and it's all sugar.
Yeah.
So you're a trackball man, huh?
Oh yeah, I am a trackball guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I'm using a trackball on a mouse on a Mac. Instead of the little touchpad or whatever they use for laptops. Yeah, I find the trackball much faster than a mouse. Because the ball will keep rolling. You get it spinning fast. You can move that cursor across the screen super fast.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it reminds you of your arcade days.
That's right. Playing Frogger or whatever it is.
Tempest.
Actually, my arcade days are so old that they used to be a driving game. And it was 3 lanes of cars, race cars, but they were physically little toy cars.
Oh yeah.
And you remember that one? It wasn't even video. It was just some little thing like the motorized
mechanical thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's funny.
I thought this is better than watching me actually put the food in my mouth.
It's like virtual eating.
It is virtual eating. Yeah, this is going to be the latest craze on the internet pretty soon.
It really is.
You'll see this on TikTok in about a week, I think.
And it doesn't help that I didn't have time to eat breakfast this morning. Oh man.
Also, this tray fits right on top of the Groma Calibri perfectly.
Oh man.
Hey, I thought I felt bad about putting a plate on top of my what was it? This Underwood 5. I put it on my Instagram. I said sometimes it acts as a table.
Oh yeah.
And then people was like, "You're wrong for that." I said, "Why? At least it has a cover."
Yeah. It's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean that big old metal thing. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
next episode of Joe Van Cleve, how to clean grape jelly out of your Roma Colibri.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be using some really heavy duty solvents.
Yeah.
But see, mine was curry, so that'll be a bigger mess.
Curry.
Oh man.
What do you
All right. So
Cleaning
Diana has her.
prompt.
Yeah. You have your typing prompt.
I do.
Excellent. And let's see. It was you discovered the last existing typewriter. What do you do now? So did you want to read it?
Yes,
Excellent.
I have just discovered the last typewriter on earth, and all it types are capital letters. I am reminded of those t-shirts that said something to the effect of, I went all the way to Gallifrey and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. I can't even do a contraction right. I don't have an apostrophe. I can't do an exclamation point for the same reason. What is this little gem of a typewriter? It is
Phantom.
What?
Phantom.
No, it is a Corona Model A. It is a mill. The body style is a 4-bank Corona. What will I do with it? I don't know. If some disaster worse than COVID-19 has hit the world, I guess I will use it to document what is left. That is a depressing thought. One of the good features left off this machine is a bell. I miss hearing the ding of the bell. There are no shift keys. I still need a shirt that reads no shift, no problem. It would be in reference mainly to the Smith Premier machines with double keyboards, but it would also include this machine. There is also no scale, no backspace, no margin release, no line spacer other than single space. The other thing I'm reminded of with this machine is a song by Tears for Fears titled Shout. It is perfect for this machine. I took a moment to watch the video for that song. I hadn't seen it in so long. It was nice to see it. Here's to the last typewriter on earth. May it shout for all time.
Oh, I love that. That's excellent. Excellent.
There you can see the text.
Oh yeah.
Very good. Excellent. While we're on it, did anyone else have a typing prompt?
I do.
Okay, go for it, Natasha.
The last typewriter on earth, I just did this on my machine here. I would repair it. I mean, well, number one, would repair it as I am sure that it would need it. Two, I would hurry up and take it home. Because first, I kind of repair them right on the spot because I don't break them down really. So that's why I would do that first. Number three, I would type a letter to everyone that I know to let them know that I found the last typewriter on earth. Now, here's part two of that. Because this is really what my first mind said to say. Okay, what would I do if I discovered the last typewriter on earth? Steal it. That's it.
Got that right.
Very good.
I would assume no one else would care at that point.
Oh, that's good. I was going to do one, but I've had an absolutely insane week. So it involved a flood at the library, and then getting my dad situated back at home. He's been in the nursing facility for I think it was over 3 weeks. So going on 4 weeks actually. So it's been a crazy week, but had I taken the time to do the typing prompt, it was going to be something similar. I would grab it and run. and specifically in my mind, I was hearing the song by Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills, which I will not sing for you.
I was about to.
It was funny though, because my wife was making fun of me, as she usually does, because I always remember song lyrics incorrectly. So I was singing it run for the hills, and she said it's not run for the hills. I was like, of course it is. And then I put the song on little Alepska back there, and I call her Alepska because that way she won't respond. But and I was joking with my wife. Now listen, they're gonna sing "Run for the Hills," and it got to the part, and of course they said "Run to the Hills." So I think I had her believing for half a second that she was wrong, but she's always right. I just need to accept that. But yes, I had that song going through my head, and I'd grab the typewriter and just run to the hills. What I would type up there, I'm not quite sure, but I would surely have fun. Yeah. Anyone else with a typing prompt? No? Okay. Well, I will take this opportunity actually to show my latest acquisition. So I'm going to make myself big here. So many of you know that I have a typewriter that has been on my wish list for a very long time. And this is, we'll call this a placeholder for it because it's close enough. So let's see if I can do this without revealing it right off the bat. Let's see, here we go. Okay, so we have the typewriter cover here from Typewriter Muse.
Is it a Calibri?
It's a companion.
Oh.
No, I don't know. Now, remember, I've talked about this many times on here. So, yeah. Shall I just reveal it? All right, let's reveal it.
It's an Olympia SM with cursive fonts.
No.
Okay, no, SF, sorry.
No, that would be very nice, though. Okay. All right.
A Hermes 3000.
Oh, a Traveler Deluxe.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's close.
An orange.
Nice. Got orange on it.
That's a Halloween
popsicle color.
Unfortunately, it's not actually orange. It's coming off as orange, but it's actually red.
Okay.
So that's why I say it's close enough because I actually want the orange and white one, but this is pretty darn close to that. And if I just look at the camera, it looks great. But yeah, it's actually quite red in person, but on the screen, it's definitely coming up orange.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so I'll just have to put a camera on it when I'm typing, and then I think I'm typing on an orange one.
How does it type, Gregory?
Yeah, how does it type?
Also it's my first Quartz.
Okay.
It actually types pretty well. There's a few, I find that usually the keys that stick the most often are like the numbers. And I find that true on many typewriters I've had. But you know, it just needs a cleaning. So some of those stick, but overall it types really well. I'm very pleased with it. It has a much different touch than like the what do you call it? Like the SM3s, and it's like a snappier, a lighter, snappier touch, basically. So I'm very pleased with it. But I do have the question. So I don't know if you can see, but it's branded Eunice. So how does that rate, or how does that relate to the Olympia Traveler Deluxe? Like, is it essentially the same typewriter just rebranded, or
it's a later one made in Yugoslavia, I think.
It doesn't have I don't think it has the badge on it.
Yeah, they sent the machinery, or they sent a copy of the machinery maybe to Yugoslavia to have them made. That would be toward the 70s, and early 80s.
Yeah. But do you think it compares favoritively to the Olympia Traveler Deluxe? Like, if I type on here, am I essentially getting the same feel of the Traveler Deluxe?
It's the same mechanism, but yeah, I don't actually know because I haven't I don't like those little Olympias very much.
Well, I absolutely love the design of it. These parts that stick out like this, the white border that sticks out, and just the pop of color. This is definitely the most colorful typewriter in my collection. So
if you love it, then you love it.
Yeah, I just wish it was orange, but again, on the screen it looks nice and orange.
It looks very
You could get some rose-colored glasses and look at it.
Yeah, there you go.
Leave it out in the sun and let the sun fade it.
That's an idea. Yes, but I'm still very happy. And I because usually like the Traveler Deluxes end up going for $200 or more. So the fact that I was able to get this for a little under $100, I think it was just under $90, including shipping.
Good.
I was pretty happy with that, especially the fact that it works. I think one thing that kept it from going higher in price is it doesn't have the cover. So maybe at some point I'll get for parts or repair machine that does have a cover and steal that one.
And just buy an Olympia. Sorry, go.
How do you like typing on the Quartz keyboard, Gregory?
I do have to stop it. I found myself stopping and thinking, like, I would know, like, in the word there's a Y. So I had this like mental process going on. Okay, it's not in the usual spot, so slow down.
I find it pretty easy to type on a Quartz keyboard.
Yeah. Well,
but I do the same thing. I just think of the letter Y, and the word with a Y, you just got to pause a little bit.
Yeah, it does help that I'm actually looking at the keyboard. So
yeah,
I think that for a lot of people would be a huge stumbling block. If they're touch typists and they don't even look at the keyboard, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of Z's in their writing.
Yeah.
It's certainly easier than an AZERTY keyboard.
Yeah. That would throw everyone off, basically. Well, except the people that it's meant for. Yeah.
Go ahead, Sean. I interrupted you earlier.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just going to say we can always buy a Olympia Traveler Deluxe, throw the typewriter away, and send the case to Gregory.
Oh,
there's a thought.
Yeah.
Well, one of us will keep the typewriter to send.
Yeah. That's funny.
Gregory, those keys looked very white and shiny. Are they not yellowed at all? Because I have really problems with alongside a Maritza with white keys that has yellowed, but yours looks pristine.
Yeah, the machine overall is in excellent condition. It does have a few marks, but the keys especially they're very white. So I'm very pleased with that. I'm seeing now, let me make myself big again, because I'm seeing now there's a very strange key on it. All right, let's see if I can show this to you. So it is that key right there.
Oh yeah, what is that?
It's like a D with a line through it. Very, very strange.
And you got those interesting C's. Those look almost like Eastern European.
Yeah. Yugoslavian, Czech.
Yeah.
It looks Croatian, Greg.
Oh.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased. I love it. Yeah. And the typewriter cover comes in handy for it because it doesn't have the cover. Yeah. So.
Well, I guess I've got to go because we have to go meet my mum for lunch. So.
Oh, okay.
I had meant to show up early, but I took a sleeping pill last night and slept right through my alarm and woke up at 10:30. Oh my God. So one quick question, Natasha, yes. Did you get my last letter?
I haven't gotten it yet, but you got my email, right?
Yes.
My answer? Okay.
Yep.
But okay, yeah, I haven't gotten it yet.
It's taking its time then.
But now I did get a letter from you.
In green?
Hold 2 seconds. 2 seconds here. Hold on. 2 seconds. It was a little while back.
John is showing off his cover because I don't have a cover for my typewriter. He's all, look at this cover.
That wasn't meant to rub it in. I was just trying to put the cover on. Sorry.
It had special delivers on it.
Yep.
That's not it, is it? Or is it one coming after that?
I think that's probably it. And
okay.
The question is it typed in green?
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
That's it. Okay, so I answered you. It's just taking forever, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I got it. I'm
good.
sorry. I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I better wrap it up and wish you all very well. And
right, thank you so much, William.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lee Kennedy. Here's a very quick little joke for you. Why are there no aspirins in the jungle?
Oh, I've got no idea.
Because of paracetamol. Now, for those of you who do not know, paracetamol is a name given in England to acetaminophen.
Oh, okay.
Aspirin's the ASA. So over here, that joke didn't work, but in England, it works beautifully.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, take care, all. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question for Monk real quick. I mean, for Ted Monk, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I have a patch because I see that you have put a patch on your typewriter there. And I bought a patch while I was shopping with my daughter, a little silly thing. And I wanted to put it on my Royal Quiet Deluxe on the side. What did you use to put that on there?
Now it's a cloth patch, like an iron-on patch?
Yes, it is an iron-on.
Okay. I used rubber cement.
Okay.
It will eat your paint. So it's gonna be there permanently. So
okay.
But rubber cement will stick it on there, and it's good and solid. It's pretty much mated to the machine.
Okay, because there's no other way to do that smart, like I don't want to tape it on there, obviously.
Well, I would suggest getting one of those flexible sheet magnets, and you can get those in the craft store that have an adhesive front peel off.
Okay.
And you could stick your label onto the adhesive front and then cut it around it and then stick it to the metal. If it's, iron or steel based metal, it'll stick to the magnet.
Okay.
I like that idea.
Yeah. I like Monk's idea too. Ted Monk. I'm sorry, I keep saying, but because I like that name. It's like I'm stuck on that one. But yes. So I like that too. It's just, do I want it permanent? I guess once I have to make up my mind, do I want to make it permanent or not?
Mm-hmm.
And then use either one of y'all's decision. I don't plan to sell the thing. I mean, I don't plan on selling none of them, but I mean, in case I do, that'd be a crazy thing to do to it. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'll think on that. Thank you so much. I'm glad I know that now.
Karen, how are you doing? Oh, she disappeared. There she is. Oh, I think we don't have audio for you.
Sign language.
Just type it out.
Sorry, it's that stupid headset. I don't know why. It works on some Zooms and not this one.
And you know what? You're not the first person to say that. Like several people have had issues specifically with this Zoom. So I don't know what it is.
Well, I had the same issue on Friday with another Zoom that had a bunch of people on it. Maybe it's the large number. No, I don't know. Anyway, hi.
Hi. Are you more settled in?
Yes, starting to be more settled in, and I think I overslept because did a bunch of canning yesterday, and now we have 20 pints of salsa and stuff like that. But I was up late. Oh, and I'm in the wrong room. I wanted to show you guys. Okay.
Oh.
Walk with me.
Okay.
Do we have a choice?
You have a choice.
I'm getting dizzy.
Yeah. Don't look. Just close your eyes.
Gravel. Take a gravel.
Okay, I got the other.
Your IKEA thing.
You need more typewriters. More typewriters.
I know that was the most exciting part. I was like, look at all that space I can get. So this one is the one that's deeper, and that's why it's all full of the Coronas and stuff. And I put the heavier stuff on the bottom, but it has the glass shelves. I don't know, probably making you guys seasick, but we put a lamp next to it so it shines through. And look how cute these guys ended up together. I don't even know what you guys are looking at, but the Eaton's and Sterling.
Mm-hmm. May I ask where you got those cabinets, or where you got that cabinet?
Yeah, it's from IKEA.
IKEA, okay.
Yeah, and this one is called the Leah Torp.
Okay.
And then, yeah, and we attached it to the wall.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And then this one is the other one. It's shallower, but it fit all the old royals and stuff. And that one, I don't remember the name, Natasha, but if you message me on Instagram or something, or shoot me an email.
Oh, yeah, we'll do, because I need it.
And then I have this one too, which is the one that was, look at all that room for typewriters.
Wow.
That was the one in my old room. And this is what, I don't know if I can give you guys, sorry. This is what some people would use as a dining room, but we're using it as a typewriter museum. So
that's excellent.
So Fleur, you just need to get those mid-led lights, and then you can stick them up on the tops so they can shine down on the typewriters.
And here's all the salsa I canned yesterday.
Nice.
And the soup. And there's many other things. Okay. And I have a typewriter that I haven't shared with you guys.
Oh.
Place to put this down. I guess I'll put it on top of this typewriter. I'm not really allowed to open it in the house because it's smelly. I haven't cleaned it yet, but when we were moving up here, my wife's not here, so I'm opening it. When we were moving up here, I found it on Shop Goodwill, and I just always wanted one of these cute bulbous little, I don't know if you can see it, plastic brown with the green keys.
Cute.
It's really stinky. But I got it on I love it. I got it on Shop Goodwill for Eugene.
Free? Because
I knew we were coming up here. And so I had my friend who was up here pick it up for me.
Ah.
But I didn't have to get shipped or anything, and I could just waiting for me when I got here.
Nice.
Well, now that you've hugged it, your wife's going to know that you've.
I know, right? If I don't change my shirt before get home. But that's all that I know in the typewriter realm. Also, I wanted to ask if anybody else here does Inktober. I know it's not a typewriter thing. Crickets.
Heard of it, but I don't do it.
I started doing it a couple of years ago, and I don't actually follow the rules. Big surprise, but there's that feeling of like other people in the world are doing this, so it's doing a drawing a day in the month of October. And how I started doing it and how I've done it the last few years and how I'm going to do it this year is I just literally randomly go through the dictionary and put my finger on a word, and then I type that word on an index card. And I do that until I have more than 31 of them. And then I mix them up and I stick them in an envelope. And then every day I pick a card with a random word on it. And then I have to draw that. So it does have some typewriter mean things. So there's no real rules or prizes. If anybody else wants to do it, you can do what you want.
Oh, interesting.
Everybody's a winner.
I see a lot of gold there, Sean.
Oh yeah, I've been dying to show this, but I partly don't want to show this.
Oh my gosh, let's see. What do you got?
So I've been, I made a bad decision. I made a lot of bad decisions in my life, but this is not really one of them, but it is sort of is. So ever since I got into typewriters, I have absolutely wanted a gold plated original Royal Quiet Deluxe.
Oh my.
So,
oh my God, you found one.
So yeah, anyway, the mortgage is not getting paid for a year. So
are you going to paint it bright pink?
Yeah, I was thinking of just stripping this off.
You could resell it. It was pink.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
a
definitely the goldest one I've seen.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's they only made the full golds for about a year and a half until the next model, or the late Dreyfuses, and then they went to the black with the gold on the outsides and then the gold keys. So this is one of the earliest of the all gold 24K plated typewriters.
Wow.
It was won by a lady in Pittsburgh in 1949 in commemoration for the 100th anniversary of the gold rush, the California gold rush. So it was a show up to the typewriter store, put your name in, and then a month later they just drew a name, no obligations.
Wow.
Nothing else. And so yeah, it's it's original. And yeah, it was used by 3 generations of that family before they unfortunately had to sell it due to medical bills for grandparents. So all the original paperwork came with it, and the original winning letter, and the, hey, can we keep the typewriter for a week and then you can come down and pick it up? We want to display it. And so yeah, very, 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 really neat thing. And it types really well. Like, I mean, for a typewriter that was used, you can definitely, the gold plating, 24K gold plating is not that hard. So it is worn off the top, and you can see where people put, that's why I'm like a real nerd here. I'm wearing gloves.
I'm realizing now, Sean, you've set a new trend, and that's going to be like typing gloves. We're all going to have typing gloves.
Like that old car commercial?
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah.
I have fingerless typing gloves, but I guess that's not the same thing.
Yeah. As long as you're touching it like this.
Yeah. Use your fist to type.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, that was my my purchase, and that sort of stalled all other typewriter purchases.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yes.
Yeah.
And where do you live, Sean?
I've unlisted my address and I put an alarm system in.
They must be so happy that it went to you.
Yeah.
Somebody who really knew and cared and treasured it.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, thanks. I had to go payment plans for it, but thankfully a very understanding seller. So
wow,
it was good.
But then if you could find a gold ribbon, that would be the thing, right?
You know, there was a gold ribbon that somebody did, but it wasn't so much of ink as it was I forget.
Foil.
Yeah, it was like a halfway between a crappy old corrective ribbon. If it starts drying out, and then it would be, I just worried about the typewriter being littered with.
Did you get like the two-tone colored ones over at Michael's? They have those We Are Memory Keepers ribbons.
Right. So some of those colors were not actually ink. They were some sort of anyway. They were saying that they really would stain your type bars a lot differently than being a pure typewriter ink. I can't remember right now what the difference was, but anyway, yeah, I had a couple of those. Yeah, like a gel something or other, because once they
maybe
got
some gold paper, right? At least type on some gold paper.
Yeah, I do need some gold paper. I'm gonna have to find something. I really wanted a gold ribbon for quite a while, but
I think there's wrapping paper that's kind of gold colored. Maybe you can see if ink will stick to it.
It was a prize. You need a blue ribbon.
Yeah,
like thin copper sheeting or something.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Oh my God!
You can get that copper sheeting. That's the thickness of paper, and instead of using the actual ribbon, you'd punch the letters into the copper. You get like an imprint.
Emboss it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And copper is softer than steel, so I won't really damage the type bars, I don't think.
No,
even novel in copper.
I've typed on aluminum foil. It actually works pretty good. Just put a backing sheet of paper behind.
Yeah, so you just get a copper colored one, you're good.
Don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And by the way, I'm very excited that fellow YouTuber Dirk Plant is joining us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, Dirk.
How's it going?
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
I'm normally not up this early on a Sunday.
Okay.
I actually had to get up today because I just serviced the typewriter. Came at 9 o'clock, drove to come pick it up. So I figured might as well join.
Very good. I'm so glad you did.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
I really enjoy your YouTube videos.
Oh, making them sometimes.
Yeah. You're probably the most stylish person in the typosphere.
Yeah, I'm half in my work clothes. Salt mines here in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Dirk's channel, I highly recommend it. He has some really good videos. Is it just under your name? I don't remember.
No, I put it on there. It used to be under Dr. Typewriter. I put it on there. My
yes.
kind of a business name is called Vandenberg Typewriters.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
you actually, man, I gotta say something here. I'm sorry. You had a Remington 12 video. You had actually a few. A Remington, was it you?
A Remington what?
A Remington 12 typewriter.
I had a couple of those. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Actually, when I say no one had a ribbon, a vertical ribbon video, I went to your channel, right? Because you know, I don't see any videos about that. But your channel did help me in one respect where you showed like a good video panning of the Remington 12. I don't know if you hear me clearly, but a good panel. You did like a panel, like a picture of the entire typewriter, the Remington 12. Mine's 1926. So when you did that, there was I got one good view of how to wrap that, or how to put the ribbon spool in correctly, where I saw where it was going under instead of over. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to at least see that, and that really helped me a lot. I just wanted to say thanks a lot, because it, you know, just that little snippet was helpful in that. So that was pretty cool.
I'm glad it could help. It can be confusing because half the times I'll come across those machines and I'll have threaded the ribbon in back. No real, but if you don't have the original spools, they don't indicate which way they actually have to turn, because most of the time those spools, they have the arrows on them if they're original. If you get the aftermarket ones, they don't. So you find those completely jumbled. But way of putting them in correctly. And it's funny because Remington used that system until the 30s. You know, it was very late before they started taking on to the convention. They used to do with oil. So they were late with everything when you think about it. Just picked up another upstrike Remington. I got 4 now. None of them.
Wow. Yeah, I saw it.
So I'm hoping to make one functional one out of 4. But yeah, I picked this one up because all the keys are intact still, because they have the wooden parts, of course. And you know, after 120 years, those are tough to find. But yeah, we'll see what comes from that. Those full-inch ribbons. Baco can help me with that, because I got a lot of machines right now that I need it for. I've got 3 Empires, 4 upstrike Remingtons, and I found a very neat find on Craigslist last week. It's an Adler 15, and my friend Brendan in Port Moody, BC, he said it was from 1940, and it's a very interesting typewriter. It was sold by Adler, number 15, to the Russians, and it types in both Russian, and it has a conventional keyboard as well. And there's a Russian dealer tag on it. It's a weird machine. And of course, 1940 was World War II. I feel quite historically rich. So it'll be interesting to get my hands on time I see it.
Yeah.
Those thick ribbons, so I have to get one of those.
Dirk, it might have been part of the Lend-Lease program in World War II when the Soviets were our allies briefly. We were sending military equipment overseas to Russia.
Yeah. We looked up the name. We managed to translate the name, and I wrote it down here somewhere. Let's see what it was. Because it's, from what I can find, I found only one other type had this dealer tag, and it was also an Adler, but it looked like an older one. It was, Georgy Kabachev. That's the tag.
Oh, Comrade Georgie, yeah.
Yeah, we found a couple other typewriters that seemed to be a company that sold these machines. But I thought it was interesting that a machine made in 1940, German company types both German and Russian.
Interesting.
Wow. That's quite a find.
Yeah.
It was for the Eastern Front.
Yeah. By the way, I did put a link to Dirk's channel in the chat, so be sure and bookmark his channel and subscribe to his channel. So yeah, Very good.
Gregory, may I share a little tidbit about typewriters in working life?
Of course.
Yeah, because I have a temp job at the city council, and I asked my boss the other week if I could bring a typewriter to work, starting tomorrow, and he didn't even flinch. He just said, "Sure." And then he said, "You can bring it Fridays." Because that place is deserted on Fridays, basically. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna do that on my workplace at Fridays. Bring my typer. So I gotta choose a really classy one. A really, looks really good.
Yeah.
So that was really cool because they have been investing a lot of money in IT services, and I said. He didn't know I'm a collector, so I just asked him right away. I said, "Can I bring a typewriter?" And he did, stone faced, just okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he didn't say, "Oh, what?"
No. That was the thing because he's very, I wouldn't say technocrat. That's a bit mean, but he's very, upgraded and very, very, very knowledgeable in those matters. Because he was so nice that he didn't even, he didn't bat an eye. Just said, okay, Fridays it is. So I'm gonna bring it that on Fridays. I'm a wedding registered too, so I'm working Fridays and doing weddings on Saturdays in the city council.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what exactly are you going to be doing with the typewriter there?
I'm doing a short speech for the ceremony for the weddings, and sometimes I pick a poem or stuff like that. There's a standard sort of text that you have to follow, but I sort of insert a little poem or a little quote or anything, and I can write those on my typewriter in work.
Excellent.
Yeah. So it's very funny because it's a very old place. The city council was built in the 1950s in this town, so it's a lot of long hallways. So I think those types will echo quite fine.
Yeah.
Saturday, come Friday.
Yeah. Is there any chance you could maybe record a little video?
Yeah, sure. I try that. I'll definitely do that because I want to keep that as a as a sort of a memory. Yeah, because it's a very
bring a royal with the original platen.
There you go. Nice and loud.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's gonna be there.
No, I'm sort of infamous in that hallway because I have rubber soled shoes and it's very, very chirpy, so they can hear me coming, a mile away. Yeah. The hypersonic kind of chirps. And now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna choose a really. I have an old Hermes Media that I'm gonna buy. That plating is rock hard.
Oh,
that baby will work nice. I just want to share it. I think his response to that the question was very cool. My boss' response to the question.
Yeah.
Cool dude.
I took my typewriter. Well, used to take my typewriter to work all the time. I work in a hotel, which is funny, right? So when I started that job about 5 years ago, my boss had to get used to all of my, audit eccentrics. So, I mean, I'm tend to be a bit of a presence for some people. I'll show up in my New York taxi cab in 70s tweed jackets carrying a typewriter. And desk in a hotel, you plonk down a 1940s Royal, people start to look at you funny, right?
Oh, nice.
Just, I actually more work repairing my typewriters than we did work at the hotel due to the pandemic. So I started bringing my projects to work. So before you know it, I got typewriters in parts on the front counter of the hotel because there were barely any people.
Nice.
my boss is like, you know what, whatever, it doesn't matter. You have 15 arrivals, you can, you go back to a typewriter. So I'd be there tinkering on my machine, parts everywhere, and someone came to check in. I'd wipe my hands and say, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Oh, very good.
John, I was just going to say that I just found something online, and it's actually a gold leaf ribbon. Can you see?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Is that a ribbon or like a present wrapping ribbon?
It says. Can you see that?
I can just see the picture.
It said that
carbon should work.
I'll just read it to you. It said, this is a typewriter ribbon and it's laid with real gold leaf. The typewriter ribbon was used by the military on official and important documents in the 1930s and 50s, maybe even earlier. And it says that the army salvaged most of them. And I think this guy was trying to process it, but actually it's on a website called Astromart, which I'm not sure if that's American or I'm not sure. It's astromart.com, but that's this year.
Huh.
So
fun is all over that.
might be way after
Like dirt on
all.
a monkey.
That's amazing. Thank you, Lee.
Well,
Wow.
it's funny because all I write is really important documents.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Lee.
Goals is important.
Yeah. No, thanks for that, Lee. I appreciate that. I'll have to go dive into the internet here after this.
Well, I mean, I hope it works out, but even if it doesn't, maybe there's somebody that knows how to put something like that together.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, that would be so cool. Gold on gold. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Thank you.
I do know, they have these metallic rubber stamp ink pads. I wonder if that would work somehow.
Yeah, so I've got those for like rubber inks, and they do come in the color thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I could probably take a dried ribbon maybe, and then rub it over there just to see if it would transfer onto it. But I won't do it on this typewriter. I'll do it on a crappy typewriter. I don't care.
Exactly.
Sean, you'd be better off maybe get in touch with Baco and see if they can send you some dry stock. Just the white material.
That's a
Instead
great
of an
idea.
inked ribbon, because they ink their ribbons there, but they got the material before they do it. So you can always ask them and say, can you send me some dry stock? And then you can do it yourself. And then you don't have the worry of the old ink.
Blacky gold ink.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. It's too bad I just bought a big spool from Baco last week. So if we had had this meeting earlier, then yeah. Okay, no, that's good. Thanks, Dirk. Good idea.
Yeah, that's good to know. And Marvin, a question?
I was going to say that the fabric stores will have some half-inch polyester ribbon, which works sort of after a fashion with stamp pad ink.
Ah, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
And how are you, by the way, Mike?
I'm doing fine.
Excellent.
Working on the typing prompt here, which
good.
Yeah, I've got a lot written and I haven't gotten to the point yet, so that's usual for me, though. But no, I'm doing fine. And
that's good.
Nothing new to report. Although I am one of the other Typewriter Club Live members is sending me some parts from my Olympia SG, so I'm trying to put that together. And I spent yesterday cleaning up the body panels with scrubbing bubbles, which works very well.
Nice. Nice.
And after the dirt's off, it's surprising me that it was a slightly different color than I was expecting.
Yeah. It's funny how that happens.
Yeah.
Marvin has his hand up.
Yes. You had a question, Marvin?
I have a question. It's about typewriters, especially typewriters. Let me lower my hand first. Lower hand. There we go. Typewriters such as those presented by who was that? Van der Ploem. I don't know what those specifically what they are called, but they seem to lack that when you press the button, it does not directly it is not directly attached to the type bars. It seems to be planted down first before there's some sort of more complex mechanism before they go to the type bars. Do you understand what I'm trying to convey here?
Are you referring to an electric typewriter that plugs in?
Yes. Yes. Those types. Do you find when you type, of course, I do not know whether you are, most of you, I do not know whether you are professionally trained in typing high speeds or not. But for those who are trained to do so, do you find those keys to be more slippery because they don't have the same weight as, say, the electromatic or the selectric?
Huh, interesting.
I know that I can type a lot faster on an electric type bar or typewriter. I can certainly type pretty quick. Not as quick on a manual because my fingers aren't, I haven't trained my fingers to be as fast, but you can certainly type fast. And I haven't noticed that my fingers slip on the keys. I think most of those type R electrics, the key tops are kind of sculpted, so that your fingers stay, especially like the Smith Coronas from the 1960s. They seem to be engineered pretty well for rapid typing.
Excellent.
And there's a bit of I wouldn't say personal, I would say subjective. I would say subjective, not personal. Question on teaching typewriter skills in the modern age. How would you present such materials? Because I have seen many people teaching typewriters, but because they only do it as a hobby or personal interest, they do not go too deep into the things, the practicalities, which is very useful if you are typing constantly on a typewriter. For example, do any of you know how to type the pound sterling symbol if it's not available on the typewriter?
No.
You type a capital L, backspace, and lowercase f.
Yeah, I did that the other day. I did that by mistake, actually.
Really?
Say that.
Really? Hold
I
on,
did
hold
it
on.
by mistake. I was typing an L for something and I backspace pressed the F. I was like, wait, oh, that's a pound sign. So yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
You might find some of those old manual typewriter typing instruction booklets might be a good resource for that kind of professional typing instruction.
Yeah. And I know Bob Marshall from Typewriter Muse. Unfortunately, he's not here today, but he's a real advocate on teaching people, the proper way to type. So I'm sure he would.
Brenda
have
is showing us one of those.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The
Let me zoom in
Greg
on
typing
that.
instruction books.
Yeah. Oh, that one has my name on it, but it's misspelled.
Greg.
Can't have it.
I
And I
also
put
got
this
a
up.
typing course on record. It's
Oh,
like
wow.
Oh yeah.
one of those 545s booklets, and it's by Smith Corona. I think it's from the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
They're
the
a-
one I
the list,
personally
they're
use.
See, I put mine up when I type on my Royal KMM. I put this up because the keys are very faded, very faded. And I actually used Bob Marshall. I wish he was here. I actually use those little diamond things he puts into his kit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, "What do you use that for?" His little
gems,
rhinestone gems. Yeah, I actually ended up putting those on the F and the J so that I could utilize this touch typewriting chart. Yeah. So they actually came in handy for a typewriter with faded keys on it.
So I see, Marvin, you're showing us your typewriting techniques book. Have you tried that out? Is it a good book?
I think it's a good book because especially it's written by Lenore Fenton. I've talked about her multiple times because you can see many videos of her on YouTube. I would say she is a very professional typist. Because inside this book, you can see aids to better typing. There are more practicalities than, how do I say this? More practicalities than the technical aspects of the typewriter. Position, concentration, paper handling, technique of reading, things such as that. Instead of more direct to typewriter things.
Yeah, I think it's possible there could be a business model if the typewriter revival keeps going, a business model for typing instruction for manual typewriters. Maybe an online course or whatever.
Yeah. I already think there is, Joe. I mean, there are so many people right now that I come across that are interested in getting back into typewriters. You know, like I said, the lady I met today, she bought her first typewriter, an Olivetti Studio 44, and she's absolutely in love with it. And that she doesn't grasp the differences between a computer keyboard using a typewriter. She's just eager to find something or find someone that can give her needs, you know. And I find that there's a lot of people out there looking for that. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we were to start something like that, it would already.
Yeah, building finger strength, right, for manual typing is important. Having those exercises and the right technique so you don't hurt yourself. Also, right, you don't want to have carpal tunnel syndrome or some CTDs, cumulative traumatic disorder, right? You don't want to have that.
But it's not that you need to type for speed anymore, like you used to back in the day.
That's true.
So,
but being able to train your hands so your smaller fingers are strong enough to touch type on. I mean, some machines, like I keep mentioning my Royal KMM, is pretty much anybody can touch type on it. But a lot of portables, you need a little bit more finger strength, right, for those weaker fingers.
And so this book, if you see her, can you hear me, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. This book, the one good thing I like about this book is, if you see here.
Yes.
Let me change the brightness of my. There we go. Yeah. You can see that there are examples of bad typing. Typing habits. Let me try to change my video again. That didn't work. But there are things like this one, very common mistake.
Yeah.
And spacing, mistyping words like this. It's a very common error, so they try to prevent you from doing such things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to have. Very good. I do see we have a lot of YouTube comments. So we have Bob Marshall, Typewriter Muse. Says,
hey, Bob.
Happy Sunday, my fellow typers. I am having fun ripping the trailer part so I can do a video for Joe someday.
All right.
Good to listen along and enjoy. Then we have Jay McDermott. Says there's a show called Murdoch Mysteries made here in Canada. that takes place in Toronto in the early 1900s, a little later than Little House, and typewriters feature heavily. Ooh, so Murdoch Mysteries. I remember that show actually.
Love that show.
Yeah. Emily Tillman. Hi, Emily. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening all. And she says, what is Ted typing with today? What is Ted typing with today?
What
I'm
doing?
typing on my Monster Scouts
Yes.
field typewriter.
Yeah, that's the one with the tripod mount, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ta-da! It's not very good lighting, but
it's all right. We can see
it is. And my teeny tiny Selectric.
Oh man. Oh, very good, very good.
So I'm doing my writing prompt here.
Oh, good.
I'm not sure where it's going. It's very strange.
Sometimes the best writing is strange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what my one-type page for today was.
Oh.
I saw you had a one-type page the other day. I thought it was pretty fun.
Oh, I'll have to go back and look at that.
Hey, I was meaning to mention that I got a care package in the mail from Bob Marshall, and I'm going to do a video about it. It's a couple of typewriter ribbons and his little typewriter kit.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
it's going to be fun. Thank you, Bob.
Very good. Bill, are you doing some sign language there?
I think what might make a good group project would be to take the best methods from the old typewriter manuals and bring them into a 21st century atmosphere, 21st century lifestyle to make typing more relevant to more people other than just a collecting hobby or a engineering hobby or something like that. That is addressing this question that just got brought up. Might take some very good brainstorming to bring in or list all the things that we'd want it to cover, and then winnow out things that we don't want to cover, as both as collectors and as typists or typewriters, as they used to call us, would be to find out why typing is an important activity and how to make it useful today. So I'd be interested in hearing a lot of ideas about that. What do you think, Greg?
I love that idea actually. And I could even see our own Ted Monk publishing it.
The title of the book will be LOLZ, LOLZ. Bring typing into the 21st century.
Oh, I think that book has already been written by Richard Bolt.
Indeed, Richard has done a great job, but the book, the subject needs to be fleshed out in the form of something that would address the needs of say younger people who haven't really given it much thought. Yes, Richard's book is a significant contribution, and certainly I think the origin of a lot of our own personal interests in typewriters. So that book should be celebrated. With that said, I think there's probably a little more room to go in this area.
You're talking about the mechanical techniques of typewriting itself, or?
Well, when I took typing back when dinosaurs used to roam the earth, and they actually had their own typewriters, by the way, you didn't know that, but we had to humans had to reinvent them, but us dinosaurs, we were using typewriters millions of years before all you guys were. But with when I took typewriting, it was more about, it was not just about putting your finger on the right key, but it was also measuring the length of the word, the length of the sentence, the length of the paragraph to fit the piece of paper that you were writing on, so that you wouldn't run out of space, or you wouldn't have dangling widows and orphans on another page. So a book like that would give you gives lessons on how to format the page, how to build a text idea to fit onto the medium.
And formatting different kinds of letters for various purposes, for like how you would format a business letter versus a personal letter or a thank you note, or they would each have different styles of formatting for the paragraphs and such.
Kind of like what Microsoft Word does for us now with templates, right?
Yeah.
Going back to doing it ourselves manually. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should say that, because I have here a little booklet, and it's called Typing Better Letters. And it's actually very relevant. It's going over. It's one of the things that might really interest people is on how to write a proper business letter. How to start openings, closings. It's like how to address the appropriate person. And that's one of the things when I talk to people about typewriters. One of the things that draws them into it is that these typewriters, because you don't have the aid, you have to learn yourself how to properly dictate. And I find, I work in my work. I find that a lot of people are unable to compose a properly written professional letter. Now, I always get praised for that because I learned. I also took typewriting class on. And where we emphasize the importance of addressing certain people in a certain way, and that's been forgotten. We find that it's no longer necessary, maybe, although I do sense a want for it. But yeah, I go with what Bill said in that it'd be interesting how we can. I'm trying to word this right. How we can transfer this from being something old and dusty, something that is made relevant again. We should enlighten people on the fact that we should not let go of these qualities in our writing, because with technology and with the way we are moving, everything gets smaller, more condensed, more abbreviated. While these type of booklets and these type of instructions and the classes that we took and the machines that we use do exactly the opposite. They force you to slow down, draw out, and write and rewrite and consider. And again, I'm going back to what I said earlier, is that I do see a lot of people that are interested in regaining that knowledge and that expertise.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Go ahead.
I think that's because they're already interested in it. You don't have to sell them on it.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I mean, if you want to be into typewriters, you'd already be doing it. You'd already be
absolutely.
using it.
But
what
I'm saying is that they have a way of doing it. Because like I said, it's like if I was to write a professional letter and I send it to someone, they will emphasize that they proceed the way very often anymore. And with the medium and the technology that people use to communicate, you do not write a 5-fold paragraph of text message. You know what I mean? Even emails are very flighty and short. There are no really circumstances among everyday people where you have to do that anymore.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Yeah.
You don't even have to grocery shop for yourself anymore.
No.
I mean, it's just like nobody wants to do anything. They just.
So, Bill, you're talking about updating that to 21st century typewriting.
Yes.
Yep.
It's already done. We just have to change the 0 to a 1. And, then, and maybe some other stuff too.
And gold leaf, gold leaf.
Yeah.
Gold, exactly. Yes.
Like the old dictionaries used to have around the edges.
Taking what Richard Polt has done in his book, The Typewriter Revolution, which I think is everybody's referring to here. For those who don't already have a copy, you should, as soon as this show is over, you should order one on Amazon Prime, and probably 5 or 6 more to give to your friends. So there you go, Richard. I've done a little bit of plugging for you.
May has it.
For those of you who have a copy of the book at hand, show it up. Do you have one, Greg? You can just hold up.
May does. Believe it or not, I don't have a copy. What?
Well, I didn't want to hear that.
I
There
know.
you go. Right
I
on.
know.
All right.
I fell off my pedestal.
All right, so that's the kind of the cornerstone of the hobby right now. That's sort of where we are. And what I'm also looking forward to, as soon as we get these machines in the hands of younger and more creative people than us old fogies, maybe we'll start to see new innovations in typewriters and mechanical typewriters. Maybe the dream of a mechanical electronic hybrid is something that we can think about. While we are all in love with the older machines, maybe somebody's out there that's gonna create a typewriter that all of us can understand, but then all of the next and the next and the next generation can use and love, thus sustaining the whole typosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are conversations that Bill and I and Kevin also have had in the past about, their new typewriters aren't being made anymore if we ignore the we are memory keepers type machine.
Yeah.
Quality typewriters aren't being made anymore. To speak of. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, we've had these discussions before. So, there's a lot of new technology out there for manufacturing, and it's possible someone could come up with a hybrid typewriter, right? Powered by stepper motors and
Daisy wheel.
I know, digital. Yeah.
Daisy wheel.
Yeah, well, I know. Daisy wheel, right? But maybe something that's a little more hybrid between manual and electronic.
Yeah.
Well, can you?
Yeah.
So no.
Oh.
How about Joe and Ted know about this. How about a treadle powered Selectric?
I have heard of them being run on what was it? A guy had a bicycle hook up to it in Amish country.
Oh wow!
And it would run, but he had to basically, because the cycle can only work when it's at a certain rate. The guy who's running the bicycle really had to pedal for a very consistent amount of rotations per minute before it would work.
Put a little generator on your desk light,
Yeah.
The thing on wheels, you can go wherever you want.
One of the early typewriters used a similar system, but more akin to a sewing machine to move the carriage.
Mm-hmm.
And about the book, what was it? The Typewriter Revolution. And can you, for the viewers and for me, of course, summarize in a few sentences what that book is about?
Well, I guess I can make a start at it. I think that Richard made the typewriter a lot more of a relevant appliance in today's world
mm-hmm.
than it was, say, before he wrote it.
He basically condenses a lot of reporting on the various ways that typewriters are being used in the 21st century. He goes back and talks about the various like how to clean. He goes back and deals with some of the very basics of when you get a typewriter and you don't really know what to do, how to clean it, how to, how it all works. And he expresses, it's basically a very good introduction to a new user who has a typewriter and wants to know, one, how to use it, one, how to, do some basic repairs or cleaning, how to meet people and get ideas about what they're using them for and what you can use them for. He kind of validates a lot of these various social segments who are using typewriters for their own purposes, really. They're taking what was a business tool and turning it into a tool that fits their interests, whether it be, music or poetry or just journaling or, even for decoration, I guess.
Yeah,
and it's a very general and in some ways specific for certain things overview of what typewriters are being used for in the 21st century.
Yeah, it's probably the most, the best document, or one of the few documents we have of the modern typewriter revival, right? That's essentially what it's doing is documenting the whole revival.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From bloggers to type-ins to, how they're being used and all that.
Marvin, Richard is a professor of philosophy in his regular day job. So there's also a very large component of how we feel about typewriters and how they can change how we think, and the philosophy around typewriters, which is something that really touched me when I got the book and read it. It really resonated with a lot of the things we talk about here all the time are themes within that book. And I think it's important to read it, because if you're like typewriters, then you should have it. And we're not saying it to sell. We don't make any money off of this, but there was a lot in there that really touched me and put into words what we feel and maybe think, but really didn't know how to explain. As a result of this club here, I think is all part and parcel of sort of that, growth of people finding each other with these similar interests. It's a hugely important book. It's a good foundation.
21st century.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a good foundation for exactly that. Yeah.
It is one of the typewriter books that focuses as much on the social aspect and the people who use them as well as the machine itself.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very good mix of that. I think it's one of the most important introductory texts you can get on the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I would call it a seminal work,
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
He is a philosophy professor.
Yeah. You'll be glad to know I just ordered my copy, so.
Oh, you didn't
Finally.
have one?
Shamed you into it, Greg.
Yes.
Public shaming will get you
Why do I
everywhere.
not have this? It's funny though, because it's described as flexi-bound, and then there's a paperback version, which is over $900. I'm like, what? But the flexi-bound.
You didn't buy that one, did you?
No.
Okay.
I'll sell you mine for 800.
Yeah, but the
They created a
flexi-bound is
monster.
like 27.
27. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I think I paid $10 for mine.
Oh wow. Wow.
No,
Greg.
27 new. That's about right. I
Yeah.
think that's what I
No,
paid for mine.
27.
Okay.
It's worth it.
All right, but my shame is gone now. Well, I guess it'll be gone when I have it in my hands, which should be tomorrow, actually. So, yeah.
Hey, Greg.
You can't run this type of meeting, Greg, and not have that book.
I know, right? I'm so ashamed.
It's like the Bible.
Don't be, just joking.
I know.
Greg, are you still trying to teach yourself steno stuff?
Shorthand?
I do want to. Things have just been so crazy in my life right now with my dad and work. So, but yes, I do want to do it. Yes.
Oh, okay. Do you have any books on the subject?
I do have one Greg shorthand book. I think it's considered like the official one, although more recent release of it, I guess. But yeah, I do want to. I could probably even benefit from more, but I'll start with that one for now. And
okay.
So, yeah. But yes, that's on the list of things to do. Yeah.
That was a good discussion that Marvin initiated. I thought it was a great topic.
Definitely.
Thank you, Marvin.
Yeah.
And if for those who don't want to wait, it is available on Kindle. It is available as an ebook, so you can have it instantly.
Yeah.
But the one thing that Richard was able to manage with it was he was able to get a mainstream book publisher to publish it and to market it, so that the subject matter became much more accessible and acceptable to a broader audience, and therefore it was very, very easy for that word to get distributed in the same respect, with the same effort. He was able to tie all of us who were already converts, already acolytes. He was able to tie us together into a sort of a common understanding. And then some of us dinosaurs who played around with typewriters in sort of this interregnum between being a ubiquitous appliance to being a kind of an anachronistic oddity that somebody was collecting or restoring, and so there was a sort of a length of time there where some of us felt a little in the minority because we were interested in these old boat anchors, rusty pieces of metal and things like that. As soon as Polt's book came out, it tied us together with a newer generation of typewriter users who saw them as saw them as appliances that could be made useful again, close to their original purpose.
Yes. Excellent.
I would say, is my voice too loud, by the way?
No.
No, it's normal.
It's perfect.
Okay, thank you. It's so you would say, would you say the book is an introductory book for those to first interested in typewriters to know more before they dig deeper into it?
Yes.
But with a particular emphasis on typewriters in the 21st century. In other words, how their usage is now different than in the heyday of the typewriter.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, a few people have messaged me. A few people have messaged me. About 4 people have messaged me directly on the Zoom chat regarding this book, Typewriting Techniques. So I got this book I got from a secretary school, which of course teaches touch typing. So I got this copy from A4Z school. But if you cannot obtain one, because this is already in the public domain, there are many PDFs online, especially on the Internet Archive.
Yeah.
I will link it on the chat.
Very good.
Later. There's one more thing which I want to show you. I find this interesting. Is this one? This exercise. For example, I for D, D for I. So you need to focus really focus on the words, and you need to replace I with D and D for I. Especially sentences like this are difficult to do exercises like that with. But I find it interesting because once you've mastered the art of having control over your keyboard instead of your keyboard frustrating you, because many people they are too afraid to touch the keyboard, especially on the typewriter. Will I make a mistake? I need to walk.
Yeah.
So yes, so you need to have control over your keyboard, not your keyboard controlling your mind. Once you've done that, you can take dictations and you can make copies of books easily with minimal mistakes.
Yeah, very good. Very good. All right. I do want to say hello to May. How are you doing?
Hey. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the world we are. So
We are
great,
international.
we are international. So no new typewriters, but I've been working on the one I unboxed last Sunday, and it's working great. And so I'm typing up a little type sample for typewriter database so I can document it, and then basically just typing about what we're talking about. And one thing that we touched on is, how do you take typewriting into the 21st century? Well, I kind of think that's what we're doing, you know, preserving and recognizing the importance of these old machines that, you know, aren't made like they used to. Like, yeah, new typewriters are being made, but they're nowhere near the quality of these old ones. And so how do you take typewriting into 21st century? Well, you recycle them, you learn to take care of them. And I think what we're doing is a part of that, you know, keeping them from landfills and scrap metal yards and making them work again. I think that's one of the important things of taking typewriting into the 21st century, is preserving them and showing them to people who, you know, especially young people who haven't seen them before, and showing them how they work, because they're, you know, they're like computers. Sure, you can write fast on a computer, but you don't have the electronic, you know, distractions that you do with computers. And with typewriter, it's like an extension of handwriting. It's like the next best thing to handwriting. So I don't know. I think what we're doing is taking typewriting into the 21st century just by preserving them and, you know, sharing love and doing the things that we're doing now. You know, with technology to promote typewriters.
I know, and it's funny, May, because if you think about it, it's essentially the technology that replaced them is what aided in their survival.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, the keyboard. I mean, come on, the computer keyboard is a typewriter.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And it's funny because it's like through the technology, like we're having here in the Facebook community,
YouTube and what we're doing now.
Funny, you know, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're all pioneers in the preservation of typewriters, right?
Yeah.
Just, you know, being.
Yeah, you know, and I've done this now for so long, and it's, you know, it's much more than the machine itself. It's the community, the people through this hobby. It's amazing. One of my best friends I met through Typewriters 12 years ago. You know, and he's like, they're like family now, and it's only because of these machines. You know, that's the core group that started it. So, you know, there's much more to it than the physical machine. It's the people that love them, cherish them, collect them, repair them, that make this worth it so much, I think. Because if you do it by yourself, it just isn't the same.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's what the typewriter inspires us to do, you know. Yeah, different inspirations come from different people, but basically they inspire our, you know, words, our communication. And so the typewriter invites you to speak, to write, to create, to communicate. And that's what's so important. It's different from a computer.
One thing, sorry, may I have permission to talk?
Yes.
One thing which I think you all should be grateful for. No, I wouldn't say that because I sound like a granddad when I say that. You should be grateful, young man. No, the thing we all should appreciate is that typewriters have existed for a few years before the beginning of the 20th century. And yet now people are still interested in them, even though not in the way I like them, not in the way they are used for business letters or for professional work, but at least people are still collecting and using them. Now, the problem is with, if I may go in a tangent, a bit of a tangent, is with my other communities, the International Slide Rule Museum, for example, people are not interested anymore, even though they just began existing, they just became popular in the 1960s. People have completely lost their interest. So people stopped joining us. So if you go to a board of directors meeting with me, I'm the only 16-year-old, the others are 70 or 80 years old. So the thing is about typewriters that maybe some of you find it beautiful, maybe some of you find it aesthetically pleasing, maybe some of you like the sound, maybe some of you like the philosophy behind it, but
All of it.
at least their interest there is still an interest taken on these instruments. Whether on other instruments and slide rules, for example, none, nothing.
Wow.
Even though they existed after the typewriter.
Yeah, exactly. The longevity wasn't there like typewriters. Yeah. I do want to say hi to Christopher.
Generally don't like math.
How are you, Christopher?
Hello, Gregory. I'm fine. Thanks for letting me in. I came here mostly just to have brunch with Joe. So I've saved the last piece of bacon.
Oh, you have some bacon. Good. It's the bacon club.
Yeah. Excellent. Anything new in your world, Christopher?
No, I spent a week in Bryce Canyon where I did not have room in my car to take a typewriter, and I missed it twice, actually. But got home, it was cold, and it's nice to be home where the weather in Salt Lake is just lovely this time of year. So
excellent.
Getting back, establishing new routines and sleeping a lot.
Nice. Dirk, I have to say, I love those headphones.
They're vintage, actually. Lafayette.
I suspected because I expected less of you.
No, these are 50-year-old headphones.
Wow. That's excellent. I think we do have a couple people with typing prompts. Mike, did you finish yours?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. Go for it.
Well, it's long, but it's double spaced anyway, so it takes too much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's of course the prompt is last typewriter on Earth. After hacking my way through the undergrowth for hours, I didn't feel like I was any closer to the coast. I seem to have lost that last mob, though my trail should be easy enough to follow. At the point of exhaustion, I suddenly came to a small clearing with a decrepit cabin. At this point, I welcome any shelter, but still felt nervous as I stepped inside. The single room looked remarkably clean, though a layer of dust told of its disuse. A simple bed frame sat in the corner, the mattress long gone. A cobweb bookshelf stood against the wall, stripped of its occupants. The only other furniture was a simple wooden desk under the window with an old office chair. A grimy black typewriter sat on top. I picked up an old rag off the floor and wiped it off as best I could, revealing a decal with Royal written in bold letters. Gingerly, I tested the keys, and to my surprise, they moved freely. I marveled at my find as I had seen little industrial technology since the fires in the big cities. Opening the drawers revealed little except a short stack of yellowing paper. Carefully, I loaded a sheet into the carriage and sat back to ponder my find. Lost in my reverie, I wondered what to type. At this point, dates had lost all meaning, so I started with my name. To my surprise, the ribbon still held enough ink to leave a faint but readable impression. The story of civilization's collapse needed to be told, but if anybody reads this, they will know the story, or at least some version of it. I decided to start with something more personal. After all, I like the idea that if anyone follows along, they might know a little bit about who came before. This story starts innocently enough. I was sitting with my wife at the breakfast table when the power went out. This happened often enough that we weren't surprised, but this time it never came back on. We thought the first few days wondering what happened were bad. We had no idea what was to come. That's the end.
Excellent.
It's kind of a dark tale.
I love that. Yeah, I think you need to expand on that actually.
Yeah, might be an idea, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why is my image backwards and how do I fix it?
It's just backwards to you. I see the map the correct way. Florida is not on the West Coast. So yeah, so it looks good on our end. There is a setting in Zoom where you can go in and unmirror the image. Yeah, but don't worry about it.
I won't. I've stopped worrying. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Well,
I'll nap better this afternoon. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was fixing to tell him he could click on those 3 dots in his screen, and not like if you touch your screen, those 3 dots right there, because that's how I undid mine.
Ah, okay.
And let's see, choose video filter. I think that's where I went. General. Hold on, video. I'm sorry. Yeah, I went to video, not general. Video, and then it says mirror my video. You see how mine?
Okay.
Mirror my video. Click, unclick that, and then it'll flip you over.
Yeah.
You follow me?
I've only got a square of dots where it says view in the upper right, and I don't find my 3 dots anywhere. Where are they?
Like next to the word mute.
What?
Next to the word mute. You see mute?
Yes.
Now next to that should be 3 dots. You click on that.
I don't. I have mute and an up arrow. Let's try the up arrow.
Okay, maybe that's okay.
I wouldn't really worry about it because if you do unmirror it, it's gonna mess with your head the way that because everything's gonna look reversed when you like raise your hand or something. It's gonna look weird.
As long as I look good to you guys, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But thank you, Natasha.
No problem, because it messed with me the other way around. So.
Yeah.
I think it's the up arrow next to stop video, and there'll be video settings.
Yeah,
that's where it's at. But anyways, yeah, it's not important.
Yeah.
We still see you good.
Yeah, that's where it is, Joe. Video settings, choose video filter.
Okay.
All that stuff. Thank you.
Ted, did you have a typing prompt? Yeah, I know you mentioned one.
I started one and I got 2 paragraphs in and I didn't know what to do with it. So
okay, you're welcome to read it, but if
I could read what I've got,
sure.
It's not going to make much sense. That says, I've just found the last typewriter on Earth. To obtain it, I had to evade several of Tom Hanks' ninja hit squads. Fortunately, Hanks is not especially good at hiring very mean people, and so his ninjas are far too polite to be very dangerous. It was a weird day when every typewriter on the planet, save one, was dissolved into rust and melted plastic as a consequence of an odd accident at the new Fermilab 1000-mile super collider. A strange new hyperactive anti-spin boson was formed that lasted just a split microsecond, but it had instantly spun out of the collider's containment and spread over the planet, resonating inside the unique mechanical shape of a typewriter and breaking the atomic bonds of the materials within. This event destroyed every single typewriter on the Earth except for this one, which had been buried in a lead-lined box under 10 feet of concrete in the heart of Cheyenne Mountain. That's as far as I got.
That's pretty good, actually.
I like it. You know, I didn't write a typing prompt, but I had an idea for the last typewriters on Earth are being collected by super billionaires. And these billionaires are as powerful as city-states were back in the Greek and Roman era, right? And so they're battling to build up the biggest collection. And there's two of these guys left, and every typewriter in the world's been collected by these two people.
Yeah, I like that.
But who are they?
Yeah.
And is one of them here on the Typecast even now?
I do wonder, like, out of all the typewriters, what would be the one typewriter to survive everything? I'm guessing
Royal 10.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah.
SG1.
I think it would be We Are Memory Keepers because nobody would want it.
Yeah.
New in box. Oh man, yeah, that would be interesting though. maybe that could be Richard Polk's next book. Wait, yeah, Richard Polk's next book, the last typewriter standing.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
The conundrum is, the more that are collected, the less numbers of people, individual people, can get their hands on them and use them now. Okay, an Underwood 5, they made 5, 6, 7 million of them. Okay, and maybe a million of them have survived. But still, with these two billionaires who've collected all these typewriters, the billionaires at most can only use one at a time. So that's two typewriters out of all the millions of typewriters that were made that are used. Some of us who still take photographs on film have this anxiety of, when are these big factories going to shut down and stop making the medium that we use, and all the chemicals and all the other junk that we have to make use of in order to turn a latent image into a visible image. So we're always worried that Kodak or Fuji or whoever is going to stop making all of this wonderful chemistry for us, which takes such elaborate processes and patents and all kinds of other chemicals that are extremely hazardous, that are gradually being eliminated, and so on and so forth. So again, if typewriters are collected, and certainly I'm one of them, that typewriter is not necessarily going to be used. Of course, it's 130 years old, but the more typewriters that are gathered up by, and I know I'm stepping on some toes here, but the more typewriters that are swept up by collectors, the fewer are actually going to be used to sustain the hobby into the future, into generation after generation after generation. It's the simple fact that I may own 10 different typewriters. I can only use one at a time.
And you
So
cook in your typewriter.
So
show up at
as
the thrift store.
so again, as the self-fulfilling prophecy is that as more typewriters are sewn up, as less typewriters are used, then the less ribbons are available, the less maybe, I don't know, good quality paper, what have you, is available. And so therefore we're left with typing on typing on nothing with no ribbons to make any kind of mark. So what good is it? So let's push the typewriters out as far as we possibly can. I'm for giving away all your typewriters except the one you really love the most. Gold plated notwithstanding. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's a good point. I think, though, that those of us with small collections, I think most of us try to maintain our typewriter collection, right? So we'll put good ribbons in all our machines, in the ones that we want to use, and that'll keep the ribbon manufacturers in business. But if this hypothetical story comes true, where all the typewriters in the world are owned by two guys, let's say, then maybe they wouldn't do that. would they be as generous as Jay Leno is with his car collection? Would they maintain all of them, right? That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think the last 10 years have basically taught us that as more people collect, the market for the consumables has gone up to the point where it is worthwhile for, like JJ Short is a new typewriter platinum repair company, because they didn't do that before Ames went out of business. They only did it after there was demand for it.
Yep.
And the demand has steadily increased to the point where that's a major part of their business. The same thing with a lot of ribbon manufacturers. They probably didn't have it anywhere near as much business as they do now. And now it is more worthwhile for more people to get into it. And even repair, we have so many more repair people now because new people get into it. You have mechanically inclined people who pick up this stuff quite easily, and then they set up a shingle. We have dozens of new typewriter repair people because the demand is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Markets always expand to fit demand.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's same thing happened to Polaroid. They went out of business, but there were enough people demanding Polaroid film that not only was Polaroid, basically put back into production in a kind of a handcraft type of way, but now you have Fuji and Kodak coming up with their own instant zinc things. That the demand was there for the instant photography that had physical form.
Yeah.
And the market expanded to meet that demand.
Yeah. Economics 101.
I have a question. How would you prove yourself to be a typewriter repair person? Like, how do you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, somebody like me, like you said, mechanically inclined, can do this, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get deep into it though. I don't repair the, what do you call it? The little wheel in there that moves the carriage. I don't do that. But how do you qualify to be a per se typewriter repair person?
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's not a dumb question. I just want, how does
No,
that?
not at all.
How do you know what I'm saying? Like, is there some type of test you got to?
There isn't, because
some type of certification.
The organizations that did those sort of certifications, the schools no longer exist.
Right.
But there's a steady undercurrent of people learning this stuff, and you basically just claim to be a typewriter mechanic and then prove it by doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
There are a lot of people who claim to be typewriter mechanics who didn't have any actual training in that.
Mm-hmm.
But they might have been motor mechanics, they might have been small machine mechanics, and they pick this stuff up quite easily because that's what they've lived their lives doing. And and they buy 150 typewriters like Bob did, and all of a sudden he's got all the training he can handle because he's fixing these things up. And so while someone like Bob isn't really a certified typewriter mechanic in any sense, he's done it enough that he is aware of how to do it, and he's doing a very good job doing it. So
Bob had a lot of intrinsic mechanical skills from being a motorcycle mechanic, and that transferred over to typewriters really well.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, there is no, the answer to your question is there is no certification anymore. That doesn't exist in the world anymore. Except for people who did it back in the 60s and 70s, who have those, someone like Phoenix Typewriter has those certifications. But somebody's doing the OK symbol at me.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to tell you guys, I just found out today that a friend of ours that we've been friends with probably, I don't know, for probably 15 years, he was in the Navy, and that's what he did in the Navy, was he fixed the typewriter.
Mm-hmm.
And I just now found that out.
Well, there you go.
So you could have been in the Navy way back in the day.
And I'm sure that he could probably pick it up again if he had the interest. He could probably pick it up again and be within a matter of weeks, operating as a professional again.
Yeah.
But the market is definitely there.
Yeah.
It's enough to sustain new people coming in and learning those skills and applying that trade.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have so many people doing it.
Right.
No.
I'm kind of forced to do it because the next person closest to me that I would trust to even look at my typewriters is 3 hours from here. Kirk in Nashville, probably.
Yep.
You know, he's mostly into the mid-century ones.
Yep.
And I have a lot of 1920s machines. I have one 1916. That's the oldest I have.
And again,
so
Kirk,
I've learned how to do the carriage straps, things like that, you know, and, you know, minor repairs here and there, you know, so I feel like, and then plus my fiance is an engineer. So he has gotten into some of these too and done that. And I used to work on sewing machines when I used to sew all the time. So that's
and it's
kinda,
easy for you to pick up.
right.
And Kirk, I don't think he has any certifications. I think he studied under he was an apprentice to a different typewriter repairman, but he doesn't have any professional certifications at all.
Yeah.
He's still, you know, you would still take your machine to him and trust that he would be able to deal with it.
Right. It reminds me of the automobile repair industry where there are certifications, right? There's certified technician programs, but there's also a lot of people out there with small shops who don't have certifications, right? And a lot of that is about word of mouth. You know, who do you trust? Who has a good reputation? And,
exactly.
You know,
one of the guys locally here worked for Smith Corona. At he's still working at the repair shop.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, if you have a Betamax VCR, I could fix it for you, but there's no, I was trained, but there's no parts available.
That's see, you're going to find parts for it.
That's what I need to send you, Joe, a VCR.
I still have one.
I do too. I have two.
I have one too.
I have one under the bed.
Does anybody have any more typing prompts or questions or comments before we wrap up here?
Gregory.
Yes.
Do you is there a space on the web page to post peculiar things which we people have typed other than typing prompts, so that people can we can share things we have typed with other people?
One type page.
What's that?
One type page.
One type page, yeah. I would agree with that, one type page. But other than that, on TypePals, every profile does have a gallery that you can upload images to. So you can do that, but people wouldn't necessarily see it unless you tell them that it's there. So I would echo what Ted said and do one type page. Yeah.
I do that too. It's really cool, really nice. And, you know, sometimes you get responses, so that sort of thing. So, or you just want to get your work out there one page at a time. It's great to do.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So the email is submissions@typewriterreview.com. That's the email for One Type Page. If you go to the One Type Page blog, you'll see a link to how to submit a typed page to the blog. And the way that works is he just publishes it every day.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I'm seeing the website now. So where is the published papers? Oh, it's on home, isn't it?
Probably.
Because when I click on the web page, it goes directly to about.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's a link somewhere that gives you an email address on how to submit.
Yeah.
I think I'm typing something interesting on typewriter shortcuts, like the one I told you earlier about the pound sterling thing.
I would say that would be a post there. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you type onetypedpage.com is the web page, and right underneath the title is submit your page. and click on that, and there'll be an email address.
Yes. Thanks very much.
At typewriterreview.com. Yep.
Very good.
Looking forward to reading it.
Very much.
All right. Anything else? No? All right. And I do want to remind everyone that today is the last day to register. I had extended the postcard exchange date because I was lame and didn't advertise it. And so only 6 people signed up. Well, then I advertised it after I extended the date. And last I checked, we were up to 30 people. So you can still register for it today. So if you want to do that, just go to typepals.com/events. You do need to be registered and logged in, and you'll see the postcard exchange event, and then you can register for that. And I'll be matching people up tomorrow. So yeah.
Gregory, you have a package in the mail coming tomorrow, by the way.
A package?
Yes.
Is it from Ted?
No, it's from me.
I suspected, but well, exciting. And I do
one.
Go ahead, May.
I have just had a friend message me. You know, when you become a typewriter person, people know that, and they like go thrift shopping and stuff like that. And so I had a person just message me. She found a typewriter. So I'm going to share the screen of the typewriter she showed me.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I could do it the right way, because I don't know. I did it. I screwed up last time. Oh, here it goes. Okay, share. So she sends me this picture. She's like, "Hey, I found this for $30. Do you want it?"
Oh, looks like mine.
Scruffy, but it is. She says it works as far as she can tell by smashing on the keys, as she said. So sometimes you can find typewriters without even going out looking for them. People will find them for you.
Yeah, they'll come. They'll come to you eventually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
It looks like a Pica typeface.
It's a Pica. Yeah, it does. If you count the little. So it's my favorite. So yeah, $30. I think it's worth it. I think it needs a little cleanup. It's got some scruffiness around it, but if it works, I think it's a great
rubber ducky treatment time.
Yeah.
Or
looks like it needs a good wash.
Yeah, good wash. Maybe a repaint. I could send it over to Megan at Unplugged Typewriters, since she's in Arkansas too, and make this like a cool color, or something. But
there you go.
I'm gonna have a new typewriter.
Nice.
And I didn't even have to go get it.
I know, huh?
Right.
So May, do you have any typewriters in your classroom?
I have one that I keep in the classroom. It's a Brother Charger 11 that I keep in my classroom just to type, a few things. I use it a little bit at work because I can, not because I have to. But, some things I can type on a typewriter. I do, but I might use it once or twice a week, and that's about it. But
Are the students ever interested in them?
I've had a few, but only a few, and they're into the new technology. They look at it and they ask questions, but I just can't spark the curiosity in some of these kids. I don't know. I have to do something different. Maybe I need to bring a whole bunch of them, some really old ones, and make a
competition.
really big, display of a whole bunch of them instead of just one Brother typewriter. Maybe I need to bring some of the older ones and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
you need some old lacquered ones.
Yeah. When I got into typewriting, it was, the height of the pandemic. So, I didn't want to really share, what I touched, with students. So I didn't, really incorporate them that much in my work. But now, I'm thinking about that. So, but I'm not an English teacher. I'm not I'm a science teacher. But communication is still important in science.
Mechanical.
Science without words. Yeah, mechanical. Exactly.
Leverage.
There's numbers on here too. So eventually I will. But right now with the pandemic, it has thrown a lot of what I want to do to limbo. So. But now that, I have an idea of what, how I can do it, eventually, maybe later, after the new year or next year, it's just, you know, sanitation is a big deal in this day and age. So typewriters,
luck.
you know,
We
they
hope-
do,
we hope-
everyone touches them. Yeah.
You get
We
a
hope
roll
that
of
circumstances
saran wrap.
change.
You get a roll of saran wrap
And
you just
cover them.
cover them
Yeah,
over the
maybe
keyboard.
give everyone like alcohol wipes to clean their hands before using typewriters or something. But yeah, I would like to help inspire the next generation of, you know, typewriter lovers. I don't know, maybe that might be a bad thing because then we'll have more competition.
There you go. I don't think we're going to run out of typewriters anytime soon.
No, we're not gonna, I mean, I have 40, I have way more than I could ever use. And I'm looking forward to, you know, I have given a few away and fixed up, you know, some for others. So I'm kind of looking forward to that next stage in my typewriting life is, you know, giving and selling people typewriters and help inspiring that next generation that we talked about, you know, typewriting into the 21st century. It's going to take people like us to spread the love.
Become a pusher.
And teach them and show them how to get ribbon and how to clean them and how to, you know,
Maybe you'll start a typewriter business, an online business.
Well, I want to do a type in, you know, Arkansas. I don't think there's ever been a type in here in Arkansas. So eventually I want to, you know, organize that. And yeah, I've thought about doing it as like a little side business, like you talked about, like where are all the typewriter repair people? How do you get, you know, certified? You don't, you fall in love with typewriters and you just do it. And if you can do it, then you charge people. If you can't do it, then you just give them the machine back, you know? And so I kind of want to be that, like, you know, person in Arkansas. Like there's one other person I know, Megan Ciata, for Unplugged Typewriter, but she's more into like fixing them up and selling them. I want to help people with their old grubby typewriters, you know,
Razorback typewriters.
get them working again. So, and you know, I've only been in this for a year, but I'm getting to the point to where I could help people fix their typewriters. And so, you know, that's going to be the next thing that I'll, you know, look into.
Need to poke Joe into doing his video on how to throw a type in.
Yeah, how to do a type in.
I should do that.
That would be interesting.
I know people who work in the library system here. We have a really big library system here, and I know a few people that work in them personally. So
you're
I
in
can
like
talk
Flynn
to them
then.
and how to do. Yeah.
That's what I was going to do, is approach my local library that's just down the street from me about doing a type in, but I didn't know if I should do it right now because of the, you know, pandemic. We're here.
Yeah,
We got
that's
some
what
high
keeps
numbers.
me from.
So yeah, I just haven't, that's the only thing that stopped me from doing it at the moment. But when I see things are clearing up, I'm going to go to them and see about doing a type in, or, you know, letting them know that I'm a collector and, you know, would like to have some kids or adults even come and see what it's like to work on a typewriter that haven't, or they have and just want to do that.
When the time comes, the library is an excellent partner to have for that, because then you get to reach out to kids, especially directly, and it becomes a really wonderful event.
Well, people who love books and like to read are naturally going to be excited about typewriters. So, well, Natasha, since you and I are so close, we need to do like a dual organization thing. So
there you go.
I'll help you in Memphis and you help me in Little Rock. And we can organize some great type-ins here in the South. You know.
Yes, definitely. I want to do that. I would like to, even, you know, in the time like it is now, you know, if we feel like it can be done safely, I'm willing to do that. So.
Well, it can, you know, I've been working for the, you know, like as long as we, you know, practice good hygiene, wear masks and stuff like that, anything can be done safely, you know, but how do you get a bunch of kids, you know, and people in a big gathering to do it safely? That's, you know, that's a challenge, but I think it can be done. I think most people who are interested in typewriters are pretty smart, intelligent people, and they will, you know, not spread COVID or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's something I want to try to do. I want to try to spread the typewriter community, you know, far and wide in places, you know, here in Arkansas in the South. It's, you know, there's no typewriter, you know, repair shops, there's no, so I think it takes people to start it. So, Let's do
Yeah,
it, Natasha. Let's do it.
Yeah, we should. I mean, I want to. I think it's people might be hiding like me, you know, they don't know exist. You know, it might be people with 20 typewriters in their house around here. You know, you don't know until you come out. So that would be really great to do. Because nowhere here in Cordova, everybody's trying to sell their typewriters. Nobody's saying I need a repairman. They're just like, they just get them and sell them.
Get rid of
There's no
right. Well, and that's part of the pandemic too.
Oh, she froze.
She froze.
Short on money.
We'll never know. Oh, there we go.
Short on money, yeah, and they have to sell, yeah.
But that's, kind of good for us. We snatch them up and fix them up and then get them in the hands of people who want to write, want to use them, want to appreciate them like we do. So, and, for a lot of young people have not, seen or touched a typewriter. And I think
that's true.
That's the important part of getting typewriting into the 21st century is getting the young people involved, getting the kids, to understand and how to use and appreciate typewriters as well as we do. So it's going to take more than just us old folks.
Yeah.
Although I don't consider myself old, I'm on the verge of 50, but I still feel young.
Me too. I don't want to say.
I still feel young, and I want to.
I'm obviously not old.
Well, that's what I love about typewriters is the community is all age groups, from teenagers all the way up to, people who actually, worked and trained and had typewriter businesses. So it inspires all age groups. Writing is for everyone. It's universal. Typewriters definitely inspire that.
Yes. Yes.
And I like to inspire them to write too on there. Like with my writing experience, and would like to inspire them to use that as a tool as well.
Yes. Yeah, we do have a new person that just joined Type Pals literally just now, Lisa Floating. So be sure and look her up in the Type Pals
growing
membership. Yeah, very cool.
We're getting more popular.
Just remember, typewriting is fun and mental.
It is. And you can take it anywhere. Like you don't,
That's true.
Typewriter
One of those little Roy typewriters.
Yeah.
You can
People
really
use them for all kinds of different things.
All right. Well, I think we're going to end here.
What's the time there, Gregory?
I'm sorry?
What's the time there where you are?
Oh, it's 12:24
PM.
Yes.
PM. Yeah.
Yes.
Noon.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2:24 here.
It's 2:24 AM here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
I love that this is international.
I know.
Right.
We've had someone from Taiwan. We have Mark.
Oh, wow. Really? I missed the
Sweden.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sweden. Yes. Yes.
People all over.
Sweden representing.
So
Yep.
wonderful.
It really is. And I'm just very
Netherlands.
I'm just very thankful to all of you for participating. I mean, you guys have made this a pure joy to run. So yeah, definitely thank you.
Well,
all right,
creation.
but
It's just been amazing. You brought all these people together, Gregory. You should.
they
pat
say
yourself on the back and.
Oh, thank you. Well, they say if you build it, they will come, and
yeah,
you guys came, and I appreciate it.
Thanks for building it.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, Gregory, we need somebody to do a special interview show of you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Bob Marshall has been wanting to get me on Austin Typewriter Inc. So maybe I'll sit down with him and do that. Unless, of course,
live stream it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if Joe wants to interview me, that would be fine.
I could do that too.
Each of them can do it. You can be interviewed more than once. It's a renewable resource.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
That might wipe me out.
It doesn't have to be the same day.
I know. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And I still need to set up the next week's typing prompt. And Joe recently mentioned it, I guess, in his interview. that it's potentially in the works for his writing assignments to come back. So
yep.
At some point that will happen, because I absolutely love those videos. Those are excellent. Very, very well done. Yes. All right. Well,
yes,
thank you so much, everybody. And
Have a good week.
Thank
yes,
you.
you
Yeah,
too. We'll see you
thanks.
next
week.
Goodbye.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.